Yo, everybody, good to see you. Hope you're all having a good day. Hi, my name is Lampy, small-time illustrator, full-size moth. I do a lot of drawing streams, occasional gaming streams, sometimes some live 2D rigging streams, and today is one of those drawing streams. Today, we're going to be continuing off with the cam project that we worked on last time. This was for a viewer redeem. We don't have those redeems at the moment because didn't want to get overwhelmed. So we're just trying to finish off the two that we have at the moment, and we're gonna try to roll with everything from there. All we gotta do right now is just start up with the coloring, the background, and all the rendering, and see where it goes from there. I hope y'all enjoy, and I hope you're all having a good Sunday. Good to see you there, Ryu, Heartless, Mary Lamb, Dimension Traveler, Zerates, and the cycle repeats. Oh, and Plague. Welcome on in. Hope you're all having a good day. I'm not reading any of those puns, by the way. I saw the first half, realized it was a pun. I'm like, yep, nope. But yeah, with that being said, go check out Mary Lamb. Highly recommend it. They do a lot of drawing. They do a lot of funny games. Really hilarious times over there. And really awesome people. I highly recommend checking them out when you get the chance. And go check out Zerates. Hey, what about me? I said you at the beginning there, Heartless. You were right after Ryu. And yeah, hope you're all having a good day. Hope things are going well. Alright, let's catch up with some of the reading right quick. Good morning, good day, and good evening. Yeah, good morning, good day, good evening, and good night, wherever you are from. How are you all doing? That's a good question. How is everyone doing? Skipping those, because those are puns. Let's see. How y'all doing? That's a good question. For me, so far so good. I've been working on a lot of the stuff, or as I was mentioning before, I've been working on a lot of the stuff in the background. I've gotten, I've been trying to update the model animations a little bit more. Yeah, I've been working on the animations a little bit more for the boss fight stream. I've been thinking about what goals and incentives to add for this coming May. I'm nearly finished. Like I said before, I'm nearly finished with a plushie model commission. I just need to hear back from them to hear if there's any changes that need to be made, any adjustments, or if I just gotta send it out. Hopefully it's just send it out, but you never know. Only time will tell. Now, as for here, what I want to do is go to the background color, and I'm going to go with a bit of a brownish color for this. Not too strong of a brown. You know what? Maybe not even brown. Maybe somewhat of a... No, wait, no. I want it to be somewhat of a warm brown. If that makes any sense. Kind of like a cottage feel. In a way. That's my main goal for this one. Just kind of give it a soft cottage feel. And I think that's a solid color for soft cottage. I think that might work. Grains Lampy. Yo, Plague, good to see ya. More Gouda? I'm not reading the rest of that. Okay, let's see. Oh, I did not hear my name. I heard everyone else's. That's known as selective hearing. Finally finished having dinner. Nice. What did you eat? I didn't hear my name. Shut up, Ryu. For those of you who don't know, Ryu likes to mess around here a lot. And so, we mess back, or yeah, we retaliate by messing back. So, if you ever think I'm saying something rude, I probably am. But in all seriousness, we just joke around here and there like that. Ryu tends to bully and gaslight, and I tell Ryu to shut up, and sometimes I steal his cards. Actually, no, I don't steal his cards. The bird steals his cards. So, close enough. Close enough. All right, let's see. What about brown sand color? I hate sand. You know the rest of the meme. Well, anyway, we could probably go with the A sand color? Okay, to be fair, actually, you know what? We might go with more of a sand color because this is... I feel like the color that we currently have would be a lot better for the cookie dough, if that makes any sense. So let's try a different color. Let's try to go with something a little more sandy. That's pretty sandy. Let's go with that. That looks like a sandy color. That's also very bright. Let's tone that down just a bit. Yeah, right there should be good. Because before that was blinding. Right here, I think, isn't too bad. Yeah, right here doesn't feel too bad on the eyes. So let's roll with this one. Asparagus, cabbage, and whole wheat pasta. Ah, that actually sounds really, really good. It also sounds surprisingly healthy. But yeah, that actually sounds... Not gonna lie, I kind of want pasta now. As for me, all I had was a burger and fries, and I have a burrito on the side just for later. Because I didn't feel like cooking today. There was, I just barely woke up, and surprisingly enough, actually, not really surprising, my mental faculties are already, shot as it is. So, what does faculties mean? Am I even using that right? I doubt I'm using that right. I should probably look into the word faculties. Anyway, my mental state is already shot, so I don't know if I'm, I already knew, like, I don't even have the mental capacity to cook properly right now. So I just decided, you know what? I'm gonna go get food. Food sounds like a good idea. I'm just gonna go out there and just pick up some food instead. Alright, so we selected all the parts for the cookie dough, so let's expand. New layer. Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, let's deselect everything, go to the main line art. Yeah, I think selecting all the way up to this point should be okay. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, so go back to the previous layer from there. Select, modify, expand. By 3 should be okay. Let's zoom in. Yeah, 3 is fine. Next, what we got to do, select. Actually, no, since we're on this, select the inverse and just find a color that works best for all of this. And yeah, that will hold for now. We'll figure out the rest from there. Let's also save so I don't lose where my spot is. Also, welcome on in there, Chaya. How you be? I hope you're having a good day there, buddy. Folks, go check out Chaya. Really chill times, really great people. And we're also working on their live 2D model. Also, Chaya, okay, so I wanted to, or yeah, since you're here, I wanted to bring up, I'm starting the model again from scratch because there were certain parts that I was working on that just kind of got, how do I put it? They just weren't working properly. And I think I underestimated the amount of work that needed to be, or not underestimated, but I underestimated the adjustments that I made for it, and it kind of just messed up the whole thing. So I'm starting again from beginning, and I'm going to be... Yeah, I'm starting again from beginning, and I'm going to focus a little bit more on what messed up there. So it might take a bit more time, but I'm going to keep you updated throughout the whole process. And like I said, this coming May, I'm going to have more results, and they should be better than last time. That much I can definitely say. They'll definitely be better than last time. Oh, wrong layer. Go back over here. Go back over there. But regardless of the situation, everything should be sorted out. Everything should be sorted out and should be fine and on time. If anything, it should be early. Considering that you said that you just need it by... Yeah, You said that you need the model before next year, January. That should be more than enough time. It should probably be done, I want to say... I'm gonna shoot for... in the next... I want to shoot for the next 3... in the next 3 months, it should be ready. Next 3 months at the latest. I want to say that. At the latest, it should be in the next 3 months. At the earliest, maybe 2? Maybe? Okay, let's get back on... or, yeah, let's get back to the project at hand. And did I miss anything? Let me see. Sand color is more pleasing to the eyes. Also true. That is true. You make a good point on that one there, Heartless. That looks awesome. Oh, it looks awesome if you ask me. Yo, thank you. I greatly appreciate that. I mean, were you talking about the one that was brighter or the current one right now? Because the one that was brighter, though it looked okay, or it could be considered that it looked okay. It was just that, you know, looking at the screen with all of that bright color for the entire time, I feel like that would be very straining after a while. So that's why I was like, you know what? Let me backtrack on that a little bit. I had recently changed diet to add more fiber. Usually have top ramen and some cabbage. Oh, fair. That's understandable then. Also a very healthy choice, I think. I'm well just working on some PNG and it's okay. Take your time, no rush. Alright, sounds good. Thank you for your understanding. Again, take your time, no rush. Alright, sounds good. January 4th? Okay, so long as we get it done by before January 4th, should be all good. Well, if we get it done before January 4th, then that kind of leaves them on a bit of a time crunch there, so sometime before January 4th. So long as we get that, it should be okay. Oh no, it's gonna be... oh my god. Really? Really, Ryu? Unfortunately, I didn't catch that pun on time. But yeah, it's also gonna be May real soon. I don't even care that it's gonna be May. I care that it's gonna be a new month and that it means a new bill of rent. I'm not a fan of that. Alright. Let's see. The one it is on now, the dark one. Ah, fair. Then yeah, okay, so then that's a good sign, because you know what? Yeah, the previous one was too bright. This one I think works a lot better. Don't worry, I have a backup plan. Ah, fair. Okay, that's good. Always good to have a backup plan. However, However, I'm gonna try to make sure that that backup plan is not necessary. But still, just to be safe. It's always good to have a backup plan. Now, why is the eraser not working? Oh, probably because nothing's selected. Okay, yeah. There was a small section that wasn't selected because I just want to get rid of the little sparks of the fire right here. The fire should be separate. Should be something else entirely different, so let's remove all of that. And we might not even keep the lines for the fire now that I really think about it. But we'll get to that later. Right now, let's just erase everything that's around it. Boom, and boom, and boom. And we're all set. So, let's put the transparency lock on this sucker now. Lurk? Alright, you do your lurking. Oh, let's see. Sorry, all. I will sadly be lurking in the shadows and try to get more than 3 hours of sleep. I have a job interview in 5 hours. Oh yeah, most definitely. Go get that sleep. And best of luck with the job interview. And I hope you have a good night, a better tomorrow, and a great week. You take care now there, buddy. I was worried about rent. I don't know what you were thinking of puns. That's on you. Oh. And you're sure that was the... You know, the worst part is, I don't even know if Ryu's joking or not. Like, on that situation, I'm like, I feel like I'm being gaslit. I feel like I'm being tricked, spooked, manipulated, and all that stuff. I'll take your word for it. For now. Right, where's the pen? There is the pen. Okay, back to it. Back to the project at hand. So, now that I think about it, let's go all the way back here. Oh yeah, no, that's not going to change anything. Let's leave it back to where it is. If puns aren't allowed, I'm in trouble. I said it before and I'll say it again. Y'all want me to read all the puns in the world? Wait, do I even want to promote that? You know what? I'm just going to put a sign up here somewhere. That's what I should do for next stream. Next stream, I'm just going to put a sign up somewhere that says, we'll read puns for 5 minutes if... Yeah, we'll read puns for 5 minutes if either five or more subs are given or a hype train is started. If one of those two goals are met, then I will read all the puns. Y'all get to go ham for at least a good 5 minutes, and I gotta read each and every one of these cursed puns. That's okay. In fact, that if puns aren't allowed, I would have been banned years ago. Yeah. Y'all can make all the puns you want. It just doesn't mean I'm gonna read any of them. Once I see the first half, I'm gonna immediately stop. Like, once I see the first half and I know it's gonna land towards a pun, that's when I'm gonna be like, nope. Nope. I ain't reading all that. I ain't reading all that, y'all can't make me. Well, now that I put the stipulation, technically you can, but that's not the point. Okay, let's see. Does that look like cookie dough? Maybe that color? Maybe that tone? Trying to find the right tone for cookie dough. And it can't be too yellow, but it can't be too red either. Gotta have some sort of, not a perfect balance, but it's gotta be a specific tone. Or I could just look for an image of cookie dough.
Actually, we can make you listen to our puns. There's always a price involved, ha ha ha.
I guess there's also that way too, now that I think about it, so I guess there's a loophole. Thank you for the bits, Reed. Okay, I'll start preparing the dad jokes and achieve when, or I have achieved. I'll start preparing the dad jokes I have archived when the goal is met. I'm worried. I'm worried that Plague is gonna be, I'm worried that Plague is just gonna be sitting there waiting, scheming, just preparing for the moment that day rolls around and just decides, all right, shotgun time. And that thought terrifies me. Not quite warm enough. I think this might work. I think this color might be a decent tone. Now all we gotta do is test this sucker out. Go back to the line art. Where's the line art? There it is. Select the inside of all the cookie dough parts. And try not to fall asleep midstream. That is my main goal. To work on as much of this art piece as I can and not pass out. I think we can make it, but you never know. Right, select, modify, expand by... We're going to go by 3 again. And we're going to make a new layer and call it cookie dough. Select, modify. Let's expand by 2 more. Just to be safe. And yeah, I think that should be a decent spot. Alright, with that, fill that part in. I might have to add something else to all of this. You know what? Let's hide this layer for a minute. And we're going to deselect everything. Color range, select just the cookie dough parts. Go back to gray layer, delete all of that. That part should be good. Let's release the actual cookie dough layer again. Let's put the background back. And let's find that one layer that needs that cookie dough stuff, which is right over here. And let's try to make sure that we don't lose any of the coloring and we're all set. Okay, I bet your feathery and friend... Oh, I bet your feathery... Oh, you bet your feathery antenna sport. Oh, okay, so that one took me a minute. That one took me a minute to read. I don't know why. Well, actually, I know why. I'm tired. But yeah, that one took me a good minute to read. So then, yeah, I definitely have something to worry about. Well, so long as we don't get a hype train, we'll be good. Or so long as 5 subs don't drop, we'll be good. Anyway, let's get started on things. Let me see. What's the next move? Actually, now that I think about it, there is this part with the whisk. So let's get some... Yeah, let's get the color back. Make sure we're on the right layer. And just drag this whole thing across from one end to the other. Get our lasso tool, select everything around that. Boom. That is not the right color. That's the sand color again. There we go. And boom, we got our whisk. Or yeah, we got the cookie dough and all that stuff. Let's go back to the gray. And let's start selecting parts from within. So 1. That was not the part I was trying to select. Let's go back to the line art. Select all those lines from said whisk. There we go. And select, modify, expand by 2 just to be safe. Delete everything from the inside there. And there we go, we're all set, kind of. We're gonna need to get our eraser just to get those smaller parts because we're missing some points. Also, let me see. Speaking of tires, my legs are sore from walking I did yesterday's theme park event. How did that theme park event go? I hope it went well. Also, Alpha 101 Protocol, thank you for the follow. I greatly appreciate it. Welcome to the Moth Fleet. I hope you enjoy your stay. By the way, you're lampy now. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. But yeah, going back to it. How was that, how was that event? How was that whole thing? I hope it went well. I hope it was good. I hope it was funny. Or at least fun. Maybe not so much funny. Well, I guess maybe funny. Who knows? Which also reminds me, everyone else, How was your weekend? I hope it was good. And always remember, don't worry about how you spent your weekend so long as you enjoyed it, and so long as, you know, yeah, so long as you enjoyed it. Don't worry if anyone else thinks that your day was wasted. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Whether it be going to a park, hanging out at a club, chilling with friends, hanging out by yourself, playing Elden Ring from 12 a.m. to... Yeah, we're playing Elden Ring from 12 a.m. to 7 in the morning. Totally not talking from personal experience anyway, so do not worry about however you spent your weekend. Do not let anyone tell you how to spend it. You spend it the way you want to spend it. You know what I should do? Let's select some of these parts here. Yo, Neri, thank you for the raid. I greatly appreciate it. Let's give a shout out to Neri. If you haven't checked them out.
Love lamp.
Yo, Neri, also thank you for the 18 months. 19 months? I greatly appreciate that, folks. Go check out Neri. Yeah, go check out Imaginary Story. Really chill streams over there. Really awesome people. And how was things? How was the golf? I hope the golfing went well. And everybody stopping by from Neri's stream. Hi, my name is Lampy, small-time illustrator, football-sized moth. I do a lot of drawing streams, occasional gaming streams, and sometimes some live 2D rigging streams. And today is one of those drawing streams. Today we're currently working on Corgi drawing. Yes, it has hair. No, it's not a Full Metal Alchemist reference. But it is close enough, and I think it's very funny. But yeah. Also, if you gotta take care of things, go take care of those things. Never feel bad about raiding and running, because that's what raids are all about. But if you decide to stick around, I'll greatly appreciate that. I hope you enjoy your stay. It was fun. Also long. Oh my god, I'm dead? Too soon? Oh yeah, that one. Wait. If I'm correct, I still had that sketch around here somewhere. Hold on. We're gonna hide this stuff for a minute. Wait, I don't even think we need to hide this stuff. Hold on. Let's leave that there. Is it there? It is still there. Also, added the little scar to Lampy's head for some reason. Someone mentioned scarf, but originally I drew Lampy as Mustang, and then someone else mentioned a reference of what Mustang said. I was like, you know what? Maybe not Mustang anymore. But yeah, let me catch up with some things. Also, V, welcome on in. Let's give a shout out to V. If you haven't checked them out, I highly recommend that you do. They do the art. It's a very fun stream over there. Very funny people. I highly recommend checking them out when you get the chance. Alright, let me see. I also needed to see what on earth was Ryu talking about. Let's find out. There was so much nerd attraction from... Oh, so much nerd attractions. From One Piece character meet and greets, D&D interactive walks, and... Oh, walk-in adventure. And step foot at the courthouse where they filmed Back to the Future. Yo, nice. Wait, was that Universal Studio, or is that just was that some other event? Also, did you find out what a beholder was? Let's see. Wait, corgi as in a dog corgi? Yeah, basically, it's a part corgi, but because of their avatar, they usually have hair. Or, you know, they're more of an anthropomorphic corgi. But I thought, you know what? Let's make them an actual bread loaf. Let's just give them the bread loaf body. But I forgot, right, they still need hair, so we need to put hair. Also, as you can tell, I'm not great at drawing dog faces. I'm not great at drawing dog faces. Or any animal face, to be fair, in all that honesty. But we tried. I tried. I need a little more practice on drawing dogs. Especially if I want to make that live 2D model, I'm gonna need to... Okay, funny enough, actually, it's not even so much the corgi that I have problem drawing. Or, no wait, not the other way, it's the other way around. It's not so much drawing a dog that I have problems with, it's drawing corgis. Or any sort of dog that kind of like has the narrow snout. I struggle with that one. If it's like a pit bull, I think I could draw a pit bull. Although if I have to draw a Shiba or something like that, you know, that tiny little dog with the really fluffy everything else, I feel like I'm gonna struggle with that one. If I have to draw a wolf, I will still try, but yeah. Proportions? That one's a bit of a struggle, not gonna lie. When it comes to animals. I need to practice drawing. You know what? That's what I should do one of these days. Just dog practice drawing stream. Like, practice drawing dogs. We'll figure that one out there. Let's see. Beautiful? No, I'm glad that you like it. Wait, you're talking about this part, right? I don't know how we got to this point, but somebody mentioned... I think it was because we had to put hair on the corgi, and then someone mentioned Full Metal, and I was like, okay, I gotta do this now. Drawing in bed? Yo, nice. What you drawing if you don't mind me asking? If it's too personal, I completely understand. You don't have to answer that question. And that applies to anybody. If I ever ask a question that's too personal, never feel like you are obligated to answer. No one's ever obligated to answer anything here. Alright, give me 1 second. Oh, right, this is what I should do, actually. Let's go back to this line, and let's select everything here. Let's select this line, and this one, and this one, and that, 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 and that. Anyway. Then we're going to delete the cookie dough parts there, so now we can actually see... Oh, hold on a minute. Let's select... modify, expand by 2 should be okay there. Go back over here, delete, and we're all good. Now it's a clean image. There we go. Let's also save and get rid of one other line that I just realized was right there. Boom, and it's gone. We got another one to get rid of, and it's gone. We're all good. Okay, let's try to catch up with some things. Best loaf. Yeah, corgis do be the best loaves. Yep, Universal Studios Fan Fest. And yes, we saw the Xanathar's animatronic in the D&D area. Now, was it the giant eyeball? I'm assuming it was the giant eyeball monster. Draw my puppy, and I'll give you all the pictures you need to practice. Drawing my friends in gardening outfits. Yo, nice! I can only imagine what Chaos is probably doing. Like, I don't know what they're going to be doing in the garden, but I'm already imagining there's going to be a little bit of havoc. Or not, who knows? Only time will tell. But yeah, that sounds like a very wholesome art piece right there. And as for the references... Yeah, I'll take the references, and I'll try to draw the dog one of these days. Because I definitely need to learn how to draw dogs before I make that dog live 2D model. Also, what on earth is this? That should not be there, and it needs to go. I need to get rid of that one shape that should not be part of the line art. And in all honesty, I don't even know what it's doing there. But we are going to get rid of that one. And that should be good right there. Should be all set. Yo, Uno Raptor, welcome on in. How you be? I hope you're having a good day there, buddy. Let's give a shout out to Uno Raptor. They play a good variety of games. Go check them out when you get the chance. I highly recommend it. Really awesome people. And I hope you're enjoying your weekend. Or I hope you had a good weekend. Giant eyeball with Medusa-like tentacles around the head. Fun fact, they commissioned the Jim Henson Company to make that giant puppet animatronic. Oh, fair, fair, fair. Also, nice. You know, now that I think about it, hearing about the animatronic right there that Ryu just mentioned, I can only imagine Yeah, those are the words I was looking for. Ow. I just hit my elbow on the desk. Anyway, so, going back to it, I can only imagine if they had like a beholder from D&D as an animatronic in Five Nights at Freddy's. Imagine a game like Five Nights at Freddy's. Or not even a game like Five Nights at Freddy's. Just imagine an animatronic beholder just chasing you down. That would be terrifying. Because most of the body is eye. Yeah, giant eye, giant mouth, with other eyes behind it. I think that would be a terrifying experience to deal with. Have you been, Lampy? I have been good. I have been, okay, so I've been adjusting the models for this coming month, and as much as I want to put it on the 18th, I feel like I should stick with the 10th. I feel like I need to stick with setting up the event for this. Actually, Okay, on one hand, I feel like the 10th of May would be a good option, but at the same time, since I'm going to announce the whole event on the 1st of May, I feel like the 10th would be too early, if that makes any sense. May not be a lot of time for people to prepare, so I think I might roll it back to the 18th, just to, give plenty of time to prepare for, when the time rolls around, when the event starts. So I'm thinking announce it. Yeah, I'm thinking of announcing it on the 1st and then starting on the 18th. I think that's the road I'm going to take with it. Okay, also, let me catch up with some things. Also, Pink Paradox, welcome on in. Hope you're having a good day there, buddy. Corgi? Yeah, that's the Corgi event. Oh, yeah, so I'll explain that one soon enough. Let me just catch up with a couple of readings here right quick. Okay, let me see. I'm slowly losing my mind with this animation. I can imagine, like any animation would be pain. How would I know? All the animations that you see on the stream have been made by yours truly. They are pain, but they are well worth it. But yeah, what was the word I was looking for? Oh yeah, going back to it. So the event that I was mentioning. So, one, it was going to be, it was going to be like a 3-day, maybe 2-day event where we, how do I put it? It's going to be like a 2-day, maybe 3-day event where I do a bunch of drawing, but more importantly, I reveal the new model for the bird. It's 2.0. And just like before, instead of just doing a regular old showcase, it's going to be a boss fight stream, which means it's going to be an interactive, it's going to be an interactive chat boss fight stream. So everyone who joins in, they can all participate in fighting the bird, which is not going to be easy because I've been testing out the gameplay. I've also been, how do I put it? For the lack of a better term, I've also been rehearsing the movements, the animations, the choreography behind all of that. Because, whenever an action is taken, I gotta push one of those buttons to make the toggle go off and make the animation go off. And, there's gonna be a whole lot of stuff going on. And yeah, that's definitely gonna be a tricky one to pull off. Because, I'll be honest, I've been practicing that one for a couple of days now, and I have been messing up left and right to the point where I've been switching up the button configurations just so I don't accidentally mix things up and reveal too many of the animations. Which, by the way, yes, there is a lot of animations. This is also what's been taking me forever. Is that the model was done a whole long time ago. Like the main functions of the model were done ages ago. It's just that I started adding other features on top of it, like an extra model, an reactive background, animations on top of everything else. It's been a lot. But yeah, I'm gonna try to work on that one. I'm gonna try to set up the event for the 18th. I second guessed it. I was debating on having the event on the 10th, but then I realized that's not enough time for people to, you know, familiarize the situation at hand. Maybe. And I don't think it's going to be enough time for me to familiarize myself with all of the button configurations yet. So I decided I'm going to take a minute on that. I need to prepare a lot of things, as well as the goals and incentives, because we're also going to be doing other things like the doodle drawings, other stream stuff in the background as well. Just so it doesn't feel like just one day event and then boom, it's done. I don't know. Or maybe I should. Or maybe I should just put it as a one-day event. I don't know. I'll think about it. I'll figure something out. Alright, let's see. I'm Medusing it? What does Medusing it mean? I do not understand. Alright. I'll post the pic in the Discord. There was even people dressed up as tieflings. Yo, nice. Lurk. Alright there, Mattias. Thank you for the lurk. I greatly appreciate it. Let's give a shout out to Mattias. But yeah, you do your lurking, you do your thing. Whatever it may be, it is that you're doing, I hope it goes well. And folks, you all should go check out Mattias. Really high energy. Really fun stuff. Really great community. Really great people. They play a good variety of games. And they also do some ridiculous things just for supporting their homies. If you haven't checked them out, you're doing yourself a disservice. Alright, let's see. Good evening, folks. Yo, Dice Mistress, welcome on in. You know, I just realized the name, and now I'm starting to wonder. Do you play D&D? I know that may be a personal question, and you don't have to answer that if you don't want to. But I just saw the name and started to think, that sounds like that sounds like the type of name of someone that plays D&D. I'm gonna bring the color tone down a little bit. Yeah, I think this color, well, yeah, let's keep it at, actually, let's leave it to the original color tone, because I actually want to take that color, maybe make it a bit brighter, and then bring the rest of the cookie dough tone down with a little more color, maybe too far down. Right here should be good. So that should be okay. But yeah, along with that, I've also been low-lifing it on Elden Ring, been playing, what's it called? Been low-lifing it on Elden Ring, and I've also been playing it, been playing Risk of Rain 2 with some friends. Some new mods came out, and with the, well, not the DLC update, but with some new mods that came out, some friends wanted to play. We've been going crazy on that one, and with the new difficulty that popped up in that game, let me tell you, it has not been easy. Okay, when I say the new difficulty, it's not an official difficulty addition. This was added through mods that updated the difficulty. And yeah, it's been so difficult that we haven't been able to beat the game as we normally would. Like, if this was just regular Risk of Rain, we would have been done with it like 3 times over. Like, just made it to the main boss, beat up the other boss, but just...
How's everyone doing? Wow, almost a year, times 4. How's my favorite moth community?
Holy cow, 44 months and it's still a tier 3. Scott, save your money. And welcome on in, how you be? I hope you're having a good day there, buddy. I hope things have been good, I hope things have been well. Also, we're gonna do this. Folks, go check out Scott. They also, yeah, go check them out. Polyester Dreams. They do radio stuff. They do radio shows. If you're a fan of the old classics, yeah, the old classic rock music, that's a good place to go. Wait, now that I think about it, would music from the 2000s be considered classics now? I'm worried. You ain't gotta do that, and you ain't gotta support, but you do it anyway, so I'ma do this too. But I greatly appreciate the support there, Scott. I greatly appreciate it. Holy cow, 44 months. Feel like we gotta do something about that. Like, it's been almost 4 years. Turnabouts, fair play. Yeah, see? There you go. All right, let me see. Let me see. Did I miss anything? I feel like I missed some stuff. Let's scroll back up a bit. All right. Yep, I did a successful first session earlier today. Yo, congrats. Were you the DM? That's pretty awesome. Well, whether you were the DM or not, regardless, that's still pretty awesome. Because you know what? D&D is tricky. Oh, right, I should probably get the coloring for Cam's... I should probably get a reference for Cam's images here. So, let's close that one. Let's go over here. Let's go to this here. Gotta find the right folder. Gotta find Cam's folder. We're just gonna get their little shotgun image right over here. There we go. Let's add this little shotgun image right here. And I think this image is the most appropriate one of all things. Considering... Just gonna toss that little shotgun right there. Which, by the way, they did commission me to make that shotgun a long time... Or that shotgun animation a long time ago. And by the way, yes, it is an animation. May not look like it right now because it's not really moving, but they did commission me to make that some time ago. It was a really fun project. All right, let me try to catch up some things. All right, let's see. I was informed that 15 years is the minimum to count as retro. Ah, fair, fair. So Nirvana is retro now. Huh. I don't know how to feel about that. Wait. No, Avenged Sevenfold isn't that old yet. Wait. Yeah, no, Avenged Sevenfold isn't that... Wait, that was 2005. Oh god, Avenged Sevenfold is that old already. I don't know how I feel about things in life. Huh. Anyway, let's go back to, let's not think about time and how far it's passed. Lampy going through a crisis? Well, yeah. I'm looking back on it like, wait a minute.
Sup, nerd.
Yo, Destroyer. Oh god, the hype train started. Alright, folks. I guess I gotta bite the bullet on this one. For those of you that don't know, I decided to add another stipulation to the hype trains. It's at level 2? What the? Okay. Okay, fine. So, for those of you that don't know, you know what? I think I know the perfect way to settle, or to set this up. Folks, since the hype train just started, and the hype train is usually about 5 minutes, you folks have the opportunity... Oh god, Plague is here. You folks have the opportunity to toss in as many puns as you would like into the chat, and I have to read them. I don't get a choice in the matter anymore. I have to read every single pun you folks want to drop in. So if y'all got puns, shoot them while you can. Because you got at least 5 minutes before that hype train, or that the hype train started. Once that hype train ends, that's when I don't have to read these anymore. So drop as many as you like. Just say when. The timer starts now. Go for it. Everyone get your clips ready? Why clips? Gonna have a lot of puns? Oh god, you too? What do you call a 10 bunny rabbits walking backwards? A receding hairline. Oh my god. Really? Really? Also, Rabugaki, thank you for stopping by. I greatly appreciate it. Feel free to toss in any puns that you would like. I don't like insect jokes. They really bug me. Oh my god. Since we're here, folks, go check out Destroyer and go check out Rabugaki. Destroyer plays a good variety of games, a lot of shooters. Well, yeah, they play a variety of games and a bunch of shooters. And Rabugaki plays, or yeah, does Arton and plays, or yeah, plays a good variety of games and Arton. But right now I got to catch up with all the puns. Okay, let me see. What did I miss? All right. And that's why. Okay. What canine likes to break the fourth wall? The self-aware wolf. That's my soul leaving my body. That's what that sound is right now. Alright, I got a shell of a pun. It involves an armadillo. Oh my god, I already hate where this is going. It's got an armadillo and some cheddar. I named it the quesadilla. Oh my god. Why did I agree to this? Why did I agree to this? I didn't think anyone would actually go with this road. I'm terrified of elevators. I'm taking steps to avoid the... Oh my god. Y'all suck. Okay. I love this so much. I hate this. This hurts. Why are you hurting? Yeah, why are we hurting you with puns? Because people wanted me to read puns and I told them I'm not reading puns. And I told them if they want me to read puns, they're gonna have to either drop 5 subs or they have to start a hype train. They decided to start the hype train, so while the hype train is going, I have to read these puns. Okay, let's see. Have you ever tried blindfolded archery? You really don't know what you're missing. Okay, not gonna lie, that was a little bit good, but still at the same time, why? Why, Plague? Why? Why did you decide to go down this road? What hurt you so much that you decided puns was your destiny? Then went to my therapist discussing about my fear of NSYNC when they asked, tell me why. Ain't nothing but a phobia now, isn't it? Okay, let's see. Funny, I can't seem to trust stairs myself. They always seem to be up to something. Why? Why are y'all like this? Also, welcome on in there, Mech. Welcome in, Chardium. Y'all... Why? Y'all continued the hype train. Oh my god. Just when I thought I was out. So, I got a new Wi-Fi that's supposed to be better than my old Wi-Fi on my Xbox and Switch. It's better. My phone... Oh, it's better. My phone where I watch Twitch and such. Oh, actually, I don't think this one's a pun. It randomly disconnects from the Wi-Fi, or it randomly disconnects the Wi-Fi from it a lot. It's extremely frustrating. That's kind of the big reason why I haven't been on recently. Oh, I see. I'm sorry to hear that one there, friend. Not gonna lie, I thought this one was gonna be a very long, a long and intricate pun, but no, this was just Chardium letting me know that, yeah, they've had trouble getting online. And I apologize, or I'm sorry to hear that there, friend. But welcome back. I hope things have been well in the meantime. Child support? Wait, what's this about child support? What do you call a lazy kangaroo? A pouch potato. Oh my god. Scott, why did you put 5 more? This is because I gave you a shout out, wasn't it, Scott? This is just revenge, isn't it? This is just revenge. I know it. Ah. Coffee has a rough time in our house. It gets mugged every single... Oh my god. You too? Why? Why, Rabu? Or what would you prefer to be called? Rabu, Gaki, or Rabugaki? You let me know. But why? Why did you toss the coffee pun? What did I do to deserve this? Why can't you put water on a leash? It'll run off. We're gonna snooze the ads. As much as I would like to just drop those ads and just say, you know what? Here you go. I feel like that would just be... Why is it level 4? Hold on a minute. Why is it... Wait. Why is it level 4? What'd y'all do? Okay, let's see. Why can't you put water? Okay, so I saw that one. Two windmills were standing in a field. One asks the other, what's your favorite music? And the other one said, oh my god, I hate it where this one's going. I don't know what it is yet, but I know this is going to be extremely corny, even for pun standards. I'm a big metal fan. Their taste in music is that they're a big metal fan. For a windmill. Of course it is! Of course it is. Couldn't expect anything less from a frickin' okay. Booga? Alright, Booga it is. I want to fit in? You know what? That's fair. That's fair. I can respect that. I just can't respect the pun. Thank you for gifting Chaya a sub there, Scott. I greatly appreciate it. Save your money. How does Moses like his coffee? He brews it. Oh my god. I hate this. There was a show about airplanes that never took off. It had a lousy pilot. I am literally melting. My brain and the rest of me is literally melting. That's how much I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to live on this earth. Let me go back to, return my remains to the earth. That's how I feel right now. Return my remains to the earth. Well, my name is kind of a pun. It is on a... My name is kind of a pun. It is on a roll. Why? 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 Come on now. Why? Did you hear about the cheese factory that exploded in France? There was nothing left but debris. Oh my god. They're even going around the world with these puns now. Okay. Okay. Alright. One more minute to go. I hope y'all had your fun. I want to know what Link's famous basketball move is. Hook shot. What'd Zelda say to Link when he couldn't open the door? Triforce. What? Okay, let's see. Wait, why did Chaya get timed out? What happened to Chaya? You get a sub for that joke. Wait, what joke did Chaya say? Why did they get timed out? What happened? I missed the joke. Top quality puns in here tonight. Apparently so. He is dying and I am out of spell slots. Yeah, don't worry, just let me go. Just let me go. It's probably best that way. Open the chest, okay. You know what? I think this emote is, I feel like this emote is very appropriate because I feel this one in my soul. Okay, let's see. Let's catch up with the last of the stuff before it's too late. Okay, so everything past those hype train emotes I have to read. Okay. How do you know what frog is in Congress? When it comes time to vote, they rig it? Oh, they rig it. Okay, I get it now, I get it now. What type of pants do the Mario Brothers wear? I just read what that one was, and it's literally the sound. Denim, denim, denim. I'm so glad the hype train is over. Okay. Did I mistype something? Maybe? Possibly. Oh. Pun I made, but it got deleted. Okay, let's see. What was the pun that they made that got deleted? What did the toilet say to another? You look flushed. What do fish, missiles... Oh, what do fish and missiles have in common? They are fin stabilized. Wait, was that one actually a pun, or was that just an observation? I might have lost my marbles that I can't tell what's a pun anymore. I think that one's on me. Okay, let's see. I feel like that one was more of a fun fact. Okay, let me catch up with the last of these. So there was that. How do you know? Okay, so I saw that one. Also, thank you for the necro sandwich. Do not worry, I will add that one soon enough. I was thinking the same thing. Did I mistype something? Possibly. And with that, we finished off all of them. The puns are foul. Anyway, no more ducking puns. Yeah, we're free from the puns. Y'all can drop all the puns you like. I don't have to read them anymore. I am free. Yeah, if I see a pun, I'm just gonna walk away from it now. So I am good. I am out. I don't have to worry about this for the next... until the next type trainer, unless somebody drops another 5 subs. Then we just put another 5-minute timer. But in the meantime, let's get back to the drawing. Let's add a couple of things. Well, also, for one, let's also save. Thank you for the save there, Karibo. And we got to add a necro sandwich to the screen, I believe. Yeah, necro sandwich and a stretch. Yeah, and gun. You know what? That's a perfect time for gun. Because you know what? Y'all folks need to... Y'all folks need to go. You need to take my mods away. I screwed up more than I helped. That's fair, that's fair. I am taking a break from drawing. Also fair, that's also reasonable. Also, thank you for the posture check and the stretch there, Mac. I greatly appreciate that. Yeah. Okay. You did a good sport. I'll get you a light bulb as a treat. Actually, I'd rather prefer potato chips, but yeah, that works too. All right, let's see. What exactly is the necro sandwich? You're about to find out. Sandwich. There we go. Necro sandwich. Requested by Scott. Well, they redeemed the necro sandwich, so we just got to push this sandwich right over here. That spot should be very good. And there we go. It also does flips. It was also made with a single PNG. So yeah, if it looks very weird, that is the exact reason why. Also, what is going on with my earphones right now? They are absolutely bugged at the moment. I'm going to try to fix this. Because whatever earphone I had earlier was just absolutely bugged, just not working at all. Let me readjust this one more time. Okay, we should be good now. Alright. Sent you the progress of the artwork. Ah, nice, nice, nice. I'll have to check that one out soon then. Alright, let me see. It was a conservative, or yeah, it was a conservation, if you will. Ads incoming indeed. Well, the ads should be done by now. But yeah, don't worry about it, Scott. Don't sweat it. Accidental pun. Wait, what accidental puns? You know what? I don't want to know about it. I'm done hearing puns. Also, Neon Honeybee, welcome on in. How you be? I hope you're having a good day there, buddy. I hope things are good. I hope things are well. But yeah, let me go see what have people been drawing. Oh yeah, the dragon stuff you were mentioning earlier. Oh, nice. Alrighty then, let's... Now that we got finished with everything, now that we got everything all set up, now that we're free for a moment, let's get back to the drawing here. So, we needed the light blue. Let's go back over to this part. We're going to get our lasso tool. And we're just going to select this hair. Actually, you know what? let's just select this whole point right here. Considering that we're going to have to go over everything else anyway, we could just select everything. Put that blue. Right, we need to put a transparency lock first so it doesn't go outside of the lines, or it goes outside of the shape. Also, welcome on in there, Spock. How you be? I hope you're having a good day there, buddy. And also, everybody who was, everyone else who was stopped on in, I apologize if I missed any names. Oh, which also reminds me, I just realized this 14 minutes ago, or 14 minutes later. Ruby Rose SJ, thank you for the follow. I greatly appreciate it. Welcome to the Moth Fleet. I hope you enjoy your stay. By the way, you're Lampy now. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. And I apologize that I did not respond. I got overwhelmed with what popped up. So yeah, now that the puns are gone, things should slow down a little bit more. So welcome on in, everybody that just stopped by during the whole pun nonsense. I hope you're all having a good day. I hope you're all enjoying your stay. All of that funny stuff. Oops, missed a spot. There we go. Let's add that part right there. We should be all good. Now all we got to do is start adding the orangish brown color. Something along those lines. All right, let me see. Lampy from the puns? Yeah, that's me right now. That's me right now. Less annoying than occasional puns. Too academic. Wait, what do you mean? Lampy ever... Oh yeah, did Lampy ever redeem the drink imposter check? That happened 30 seconds ago. Yeah, I did I did the posture check in the stretch. I may not have taken a drink though. Alright, let's see. I've been good, tempted to make another model in MS Paint. Wait, you made a model in MS Paint? Not gonna lie, that's actually pretty impressive right there. What kind of work was it? Or yeah, what kind of model was it? An ad? Sorry to hear about the ad there, friend. Okay, let's see. When a moth says his stuff is bugging out, gets me giggling when he doesn't catch it. Oh. Okay, to be fair, I avoid puns like the plague, so whenever I say anything else, I'm not realizing what I'm saying. So yeah, that one's on me. Don't worry about it. Okay, just felt a disturbance and loaded up to find punishment puns scrolling. Yeah. Don't tell Zombie, because I know Zombie's gonna... Wait, does Zombie do puns? I don't know, I worry. Like, I feel like Zombie's the type of person that'll do puns just to mess with somebody. Like, I don't even feel like Zombie's the type of person to like puns. I feel like they're the type of person that will like puns just to spite somebody else. And since I'm a very spiteable person, I feel like they're gonna spite me just to... I feel like they would read puns just to spite me. Wait, if I'm correct, doesn't Zombie have like a pun book? So maybe Zombie does like puns. I don't know. Does Zombie like puns? They might. I don't know. Oh yeah, for those of you that are wondering who I'm talking about, I'm talking about Zombie Pandemic. Good friend here. They raid in from time to time. Used to play Overwatch with them when I used to play Overwatch. I don't play Overwatch anymore. But overall, regardless, really great people. Really hilarious streams. But yeah, let me try to catch up with things. Yes, Lampy, you called to avoid me. Yeah, that's true, that's true. Okay, let's see. Hey Lampy, since we have a few bug streamers, I wondered if there is a flea streamer. Okay, so we got a mosquito streamer. I don't know if we have any... No, wait, we got that one guy flea, although I'm not sure if they technically count as a... I want to say they're a flea streamer. I don't know if they had the flea avatar on their streams, but I know that they are a flea streamer. Which, now that I say it out loud, like, that sounds like an insult for some reason, just calling somebody a flea streamer. Like, yeah, that one's a flea streamer. Like, I don't know what it is, but there's just something about it. Like, just saying that, like, that sounds like something that you just tell. That sounds like someone that you call somebody that you really don't like. Like, oh yeah, there's no good flea streamer. But yeah, in all seriousness, I believe one guy flea, or yeah, that one guy flea. That's literally their whole name on their whole account name. I believe they do the streaming like that, or I believe they are a flea streamer, but in the best ways possible. All right, let me catch up some things. All right, it's my own PNG. Oh, it's my own PNG tuber that I used for when I start streaming. I was invited onto a friend's stream, so I made a model for myself in a week. No, that's pretty impressive to make a model for yourself in a week. PNG or not, that's still pretty impressive to get that done in 1 week. Zombat and Zograd collabed today playing Dark Pictures anthology game. I saw a termite streamer before. Ah, fair. Imagine a flea VTuber whose lore is that they work at a flea market. I hate that I read that pun. Welcome on in there, Almond. How you be? I hope you're having a good day there, buddy. Now I want to make more, but I also want to commission other artists. Ah, fair. You know what? ¿Por qué no los dos? I know some people that make art, and I know people that make art. I know people that do commissions for other people, and I even know some people that make their own art but still commission other people. Why? I don't know. I guess they like other people's styles, and so they decide they draw themselves, but they also like this style, so they want something done in this style, and they know someone who does that style, but they themselves don't do that style, so you know, they commission somebody to do it in that style, and then boom, there you go. So you could probably do something like that. Anyway, let's give a shout out to that pitiful almond. They play a good variety of games. They do a lot of screaming. Yeah, that's basically it. Oh, and they also do art. How did I forget that part? They do drawing. They play good variety of games. They scream a lot. Go check them out when you get the chance. I highly recommend it. Okay, let's see. You know, using a cell phone as a mobile hotspot, someone could stream from a flea market. It's actually possible more than punny. Also true, so long as they're respectful. Because, yeah, there's a lot of streamers out there that lack common sense anymore. Of course, that's, I feel like that's more of the, what's the word I'm looking for? I feel like since they're more that, do some really bad things that end up standing out, because I've actually, mentioned it to I was actually talking about this one offline earlier, that, you know, this is just part of the course when it comes to news and any other sort of media stuff where you're usually going to see the most negative things above all else. That's why when you see the news, like if you ever look at a news channel, they give you some lighthearted stuff to keep your, you know, keep your spirits up. But a majority of the time, they know that a majority of folks, they want to hear the hard-hitting news. And most of the time, the hard-hitting news means give you the worst of the worst imaginable. Homicides. Freak accidents, unfortunate events, war, all that stuff. And then they occasionally give you like a news story about a puppy or a puppy or somebody or something like that, or like an elderly or a child that got lost but found their way home. And then they go back to the worst of the worst all over again. That's how they that's usually how it works out there. Now, with that being said, you know, sometimes that's why you're going to hear the worst of the worst. And where was I going with this again? Let me catch up. Let me go see what I was talking about before. How did we get to that point? Oh, right. I was talking about how there were some streamers that, in order to get the publicity that they want, they end up just doing some of the most obnoxious things imaginable, like quote-unquote prank videos. And instead of it being pranks, that's just harassing people on the street. And unfortunately, though, there's a lot of other people that do other things that are, you know, not so heinous, or, you know, just not heinous at all. The ones that are going to get the most attention are the ones that do the worst of the worst, because, you know, people want to hear about those stories of, you see this? This is horrible, is it not? You don't want to be like this. And so majority of the time, those are the stories you're going to get. Because apparently, you know, it gravitates more attention. If you just give a story like, hey, guess what? This person just accomplished something. Hooray! And then everyone else is going to be like, hey, that's cool. What else is on? And as messed up as that sounds, that's just the way the world works. Always has been, always will. Now, does it mean that you have to work that way? Absolutely not. Like, if you see a lot of negative stuff, you could always just say, nah, I'm good. Nah. I don't need to deal with all of this. My life's already enough of a mess as it is. I don't need to see everyone else's mess. Or maybe that's just me. I don't know. That's usually how my mindset works. I see a lot of messed up stuff going on. I'm like, that sucks. And I'm going to go back and play Elden Ring. Because, yeah, I'd rather go play Elden Ring right about now. Okay, catching up to things. Let me see. Well, anyway, going back to it. Yeah, with that being said, yeah, you could probably do like a flea market stream. Wait, that just reminds me. There are, and this is a very positive thing, I think, maybe. I do remember that there's a lot of videos of people, you know, there's a lot of YouTube videos of people going to their local swap meets, their flea markets, all of that sort of stuff. And, you know, just finding really old things that they could pick up, really old things that they could buy. Granted, sometimes it's really old things that they're going to resell. But still, the point being is, you know, you just get to see what people have, yeah, what things are out on those flea markets and swap meets and all of that stuff. And it just kind of gives you this whole classic nostalgic feel, like, I remember those. I remember all of that stuff. I remember Ninja Turtles from way back in the day. Is that a Beast Wars Transformers toy? I love those things. Unfortunately, well, maybe not so much unfortunately, but also looking at those things, it also reminds me, like, dang. And I saw one of those Beast Wars toys way back in the day for like 60 bucks. But way back in the day, looking at 60 bucks still felt like a lot of money, so I decided, nah, I'm good. I'm not going to spend that on it. And I haven't looked up how much that toy is nowadays, but I'm pretty sure that toy is pretty expensive now. And I'm just thinking, I could have got that for 60 bucks. But still, yeah, nuts to that. I ain't spending all that money just for, I ain't spending all that money just for a toy. Or at least not in that day and age. Actually, in this day and age, I probably wouldn't do that now, because, yeah, I gotta think about rent. But anyway, let's go back to things. Let's see. Lampy, how you doing? So far, so good. Like, despite all of the negative things I just mentioned right now, things have been alright. Things have been pretty good. Like I said, I've gotten, I have gotten enough commissions to pay for rent this month, so that is a good sign. Well, y'all folks have supported today, so I greatly appreciate that, even if it was at my expense, and that was absolute pain and torture, and I never want to experience that again. But knowing y'all folks, it's gonna happen probably sometime this coming week. But overall, like, things have been alright. And like I said, I've been I've been preparing for the big boss fight event this coming month. It's gonna be a lot of work, it's gonna be a lot of hassle, but it's gonna be fun, and I cannot wait. But at the same time, I wish time wouldn't move so fast. Like, on one hand, I'm thinking, like, I have been waiting months to reveal this model to showcase all of the things, as well as all of the animations that I had prepared for this stream. But at the same time, it's right around the corner, and I am starting to dread. And I don't even... Well, I know exactly why. It's just one of those things, like, folks, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who ever feels this way, where you can't wait for something, you're excited for it, until the very last second. When that moment where you realize what you've been waiting for a long, long time is right around the corner, and now you have to prepare. And so now it's right around the corner, and the pressure is on, and it's the nerves kind of get to you. That's how I'm feeling right now. That's basically my current experience, is that, yeah, it's right around the corner. I've been waiting for a while, and at the same time, it's also right around the corner. If I could get more, if I could buy more time, I would, but at the same time, I also know, if I keep trying to buy more time, I'm never going to get this done. So, that's why I decided I'm going to set up the day for May. Because if I don't set up a schedule and give myself a deadline to get all of this done, I'm never going to schedule it. So it's time. That's why I put a deadline. It is now May 18th. I know I said earlier the May 10th, but I still need a little more time, so May 18th. May 18th is the day that I'm going with. That is the time that I have to reveal the model, do the boss fight, and set up like a 3-day weekend event. Whew. And like I said, the pressure is also on, so that is going to be stressful beyond belief, but you know what? It's also going to be great when it's finally done, and it's finally over. And when when I finally get to showcase what? Yeah, I finally get to showcase what I'm capable of after all these years of doing all this live 2D rigging, gaining more experience, going through all that stuff, seeing how far I can go with this, and, revamping an old model that I had a long time ago to, yeah, just basically revamping an old model from ways back in the day. That's the way I'm looking at it, like, well, it's been a while. I've made other models, but the current model that is on the, well, not the current model, like Lampy, I don't know, like even to this day, I feel like Lampy is not outdated yet. And honestly, I don't even feel like there's anything I could really do other than add a flamethrower to really improve on this model. So, yeah, there's really no changing... There's really no changing the Lampy model yet. Actually, I don't think there's any changing the Lampy model anytime soon. Because, like I said before, currently... Okay, I know I just went on a completely different tangent, and don't worry, we'll get back to it, but yeah, currently with the model that I have now for Lampy, I don't see any reason to adjust it, change it, fix it. Like, there's no way for me to really improve it other than to add on that I could think of. So... yeah, I'm not going to change up the Lampy model. However, the bird seemed a little outdated. If you don't know what I mean, let me show you what I mean. And don't get me wrong. And I also got to catch up with the reading soon enough. We also got to move the sandwich right quick. But yeah, from what we got from from what I have for the bird model, it's not that bad of a model, but it is a bit stiff. So we got to kind of adjust a couple things here and there. So... that's basically the only thing, because like I said, that part is the part that really needs to be updated, mostly so I can also show, that I've improved on the live 2D rigging models and stuff, especially for the humanoid stuff. So, Yeah, that whole thing. There we go. I also think that the actual bird version kind of needs a slight update as well. It needs to be more fluffy. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are probably thinking, wait, Lampy, I mean, you could always just make your own model, like, fluffier. I mean, it is a moth. Where's all the fluff on that moth? Fun fact, not every moth is fluffy. Sometimes they can be fuzzy. Like, just straight up fuzz. No real big fluff. But anyway. But yeah, I think we could put the gun away for a minute. Alright, let me try to catch up with things. Because I know I missed a lot of words while I was on those tangents. Okay, let me see. When the hype train comes around here, would it be appropriate to call it a pandemic? Possibly. Within the petitions to get rid of pennies, there will be less... Okay, I'm not reading the rest of that. Okay, let's see. I had to post this a second time since it got drowned out originally. Wait, post what a second time? Oh. Let's see. Time keeps on slipping into the future. That is definitely time for you. That they, like, 1 second it's there, the next second it's been 20 years since you... No, not 20 years. Wait. Oh my god, it's almost 20 years. I was gonna say, like, 1 second you're in the middle... Yeah, 1 second you're just waiting for the weekend to show up so you don't have to deal with school. The next second you realize you haven't been in school for the past... How many months has it been since 2008? Has that been like 17 years? Yeah, it's been 17 years since high school. Maybe a little under 6... Technically a little under 16. But almost 17 right about now. And I'm just thinking, good lord. That was ages ago. That's wild. Ever think of adding moth dust element? What do you mean moth dust element? Also, HP Office Jet Pro. Not gonna lie, for a second there I thought that was my printer. But nah, I don't think I have that one, but it's pretty close. Welcome on in. Thank you for the follow. I greatly appreciate it. Welcome to the Moth Fleet. I hope you enjoy your stay. By the way, you're lamping now. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. Let's see. You can always add rocket-powered fists. True, I could add rocket-powered fists to the regular moth model. Oh, I could actually add the rocket-powered fists to the mech. That would be a good idea. I mean, there's definitely things I could add to the mech. It's just this model that I don't know if I could really adjust or fix. Actually, again, like I said, I don't even think this model needs any fixing. It's just... There's nothing really I could do to... Like I said, other than the flamethrower, I don't think there's a lot that I could really... No, wait, there's like 2 different things I can add, but there's not really a redesign that I could really do. That's the thing. Alright, let's see. But yeah, what do you mean by not moth dust element? Also, I'm not sure if I saw this earlier, but just in case, good to see you there, Dusk. I don't know if I saw them there earlier, but I think I saw them there earlier. I think it was like during the hype train thing. I lost track of a lot of people during the pun extravaganza. Okay, let's see. I meant to bring this up earlier, but the reason why the bird is a corvid specifically is because in real life, those type of birds can mimic human speech. Oh, what's a corvid? Father? Ah, yeah, sorry, they're HP. You're not my printer, but I'm pretty sure you're a pretty good printer nonetheless. Don't worry about it. You're printing somewhere out there, and I'm pretty sure you're doing a bang-up job at it too. When spooked, many moths spray dust, even though... Oh, it's enough to get out of a break, or yeah, it's enough to get out of a beak that got close, or yeah, got too close defenses. Oh, no, that's okay. We don't need moth dust. We got this. Close enough. Here's our moth dust. Wait, hold on, button. There we go. That's our line of defense. Okay, let's get back to the drawing here. Let me see. What on earth was I doing again? Right, we were trying to clean up these spots here. And now we just need to drag all of these across. Almost there. And nearly finished. There we go, we got that part set up. So now let's select this whole point as well. Because we're going to keep all the silver on every other part. We just need... Right, I forgot. We need to put the transparency lock back on so it doesn't go outside of the line. And just start selecting all these parts. All these parts, all these sections, all these pieces. Everything that we possibly can, and then we get back to the reading. Do not worry, folks. I may not be reading anything right now, but I will catch up to the reading soon enough. All right, let's see. Crow family are corvid. Corvids are a group of birds that crows and ravens would fall under. Oh, gotcha. So yeah, technically the bird is a corvid. Rooks too? I thought rooks were chess pieces. Okay, let's get back to the project at hand. And I just realized that... Oh wait, actually no, that would still technically count for the white section of their face, because I just realized that technically there's for this design they would technically still have a pattern on their fur. Yeah, they would have a pattern on their fur that would kind of give them like a mask-like look. Like, what they told me specifically is that the pattern that they want for their corgi is to have the pattern of an oxygen mask. So we got to make sure that the design still has the oxygen mask pattern on it. That's what we got to make sure that we get. Well, that makes sense. Rookity as a concept makes all the more sense. I don't know what a rookity is. I'm assuming it's a big bird. That is the only information that I have, is that it's probably a big bird. Yeah, what is a rookity? Now, I feel like there was a conversation that I was supposed to have, but I forgot what it was. I'll figure it out when it rolls around. In the meantime, since I don't know what it is, it'll be fine. Okay, so let's add that pattern right here. Let's go with the inverse. Actually, you know what? We don't need the inverse. Here's what we could do about this. Next step, what we just need to do is take this whole part. Just add all of that. And remove the selection that is overlapping on the blue, because we still need this blue. Well, technically teal, but that's just nitpicking, trying to go with specific names for these for right now. What we just need to do is just select these parts. Let's add a little bit here. There we go, that spot. Yeah, that spot should be good. Let's remove this section, though. Too far. A little bit too far. There we go. That spot should be good. Wait, what happened to the... Okay, there we go. That's good. Let's remove a little bit more here. Give me 1 second there, folks. Add a little bit more on that part. Oh, wrong one. Wait, I don't think I'm doing this right. Oh wait, no, I remember where I'm going with all of this. I was wondering for a second there, like, wait a second, hold on a minute. Something doesn't seem to be adding up. And then I realized it's because... How do I explain this one? Basically, when I was trying to select the outside, I, for some reason, thought this was the outside. And now looking back on it, turns out that's the inside. And now that I'm saying it out loud, I just started realizing, yeah, that's where I'm making the mistake. I'm not processing what should be making sense. All right, this should be good. Okay, so now that we got this pattern, let's add the beige. There we go. Or not so much the beige, but kind of orange. I don't know the proper color term for that. But yeah, let's also add this. Get the lasso tool one more time. And now I need to figure out what color am I going to add for here. Yeah, I'll figure it out eventually. And then I got to catch up with the reading as soon as I get this selection done. Oh, so that reminds me, I have been hearing and seeing a lot of folks struggling with working on, you know, drawing and streaming at the same time, or drawing and chatting at the same time. And yeah, apparently it's a bigger problem to accomplish, or yeah, it's a bigger challenge to accomplish than I thought it was. Which also makes sense, because imagine trying to read and draw at the same time. It ain't easy. It ain't easy. Like, this is why, you know, I had to do me personally, I had to figure out a lot of trial and error when it came to drawing and drawing and chatting. There were times where I would just end up sitting there chatting to everybody for hours on end and not get any art done, or I'm getting the art done, but I'm struggling to keep up with the conversations and all of that. So I've now learned at this point, just balance it out. Draw for a bit while not even looking at the chat for a while. Come back to it later. Read what everyone just said. Conversate for a minute. And then once you're done conversating, go back to the drawing, or finish off the tangent, because that's also the other thing is trying to finish off the tangent before you lose track of everything. Because that's the other tricky part, like losing track of whatever it was that you were saying. That's what I've learned over the years, that just finish off the sentence, finish off the thought, and then go back to what everyone else is talking about before you get over distracted and then lose the whole point of whatever it is you were trying to say, and then just leaving everything off at a cliffhanger. Okay, let's catch up with things. Let's see, what else did we miss in the meantime? Okay, Rookity is the equivalent to Pidgey in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Oh, gotcha. Wait. Oh, gotcha. Okay, so it's the bird version in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Gotcha. I should look up magpies, mockingbirds, and Mina birds. I think that's how you pronounce it. Someday. Yeah. I forgot magpie is a bird. I was wondering if magpies would count... Oh, yeah. I was wondering if magpies would count myself. Maybe? I need to look into magpies. Okay, let me see. Now that we got all of this set up, next step we need to do. I need to go to the ears. We'll come back to the eyes a little bit later, because I'm going to need a specific... I'm going to need a specific page for that, but since we're working with the orange... Yeah, since we're working with the orange and the white right now, we'll add everything else. We'll add the eye color later. Let's just focus on the fur, and then we work on the eyes. And then we work on adding the purple to the blue hair. Copy paste. Okay, I'm gonna have to read that one in a bit, because that is a lot of words. That's a whole lot of words. So I am gonna need a moment. I am legitimately worried that the music in the background, or, you know, the music outside is being picked up by the microphone, so I'm gonna need to talk a whole lot more just to cancel out that whatever music is back there, because last thing I want is that music catch onto the screen, or onto the stream, and then it kind of ruins the entire whole thing. Yeah, because that would suck. Okay, what was I gonna say again? But there was something that did come to mind before I noticed the music. Dang. I lost track of what I was thinking of. Oh well, I'll figure out what it is later. Because I know I did have an idea. Okay, let's see. Copy paste. Crows, raven, rooks, jackdaws, jays, other birds. Name of an unrelated bird under. Name of an unrelated bird down under. Yeah, I had to skip halfway through because I saw there was a lot of birds there. There's an actual bird called a nutcracker. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a bird called a nutcracker. I mean, you got woodpecker, you got the blue booby, or something along those lines. You got the rooster. The list goes on. So I'm not surprised that there's a bird called the nutcracker. I wonder if it's one of those birds that... Oh yeah, that reminds me. I forgot about this. Maybe it's one of those birds that acts like the crows or something. Because I know that there are some birds that are smart enough to know to just, if they want a, you know, like a walnut cracked open. Like if there's a walnut or like some sort of hard-shelled nut that is difficult to crack open, they would just fly above a street and just drop it in the middle of the road for a car to run it over, And then they risk their lives to get what was ever inside. I'm just trying to come up with terms with... Oh, come to terms with the reality that there's a bird out there called a kite. There's a bird out there called a kite? Hey, hey, Lampy said boo. Shut up, Rude. There's also a bird called a tit. A tit for tat. How did birds end up... Yeah, why were there so many... Yeah, why were... Okay. Either someone who has been... Yeah, either someone who's been coming up with the terms for body parts, for the lack of a better term, either they were really into birds, or whoever's been naming birds are really into something. I don't know which is which, and I am worried to find out the answer. And I'd rather not find out the answer. I'd rather leave that one alone, because if Bloodborne and the internet has taught me anything, sometimes learning the answers is not worth the effort. Sometimes it's best to not know. And this is one of those situations where I'd rather not know. Because I feel like that's just going to open up an entire rabbit hole of, you know, weird and creepy bird stuff. And I'm not even talking about the birds themselves. I feel like this is going to open up like a whole nutshell of creepy bird enthusiasts. Now, is that true? No, but there's a possibility, and I don't want to take the risk of that possibility. So I think it's best that I leave that one alone. Okay, let's also go to this, because we need to get that whisk. Well, actually, first, let's get the teeth in there. Let's get the color for them teeth in there somewhere. There we go. That part should be all good. That should be all good. That should be all set. I also forgot all of this part as well. There we go. That's also saved so I don't lose everything. Okay, let's see. And the toys we call kites were named for the bird because of the long streams needed to control how well they fly. That was a weird sound. There's probably another cat. All right, let's see. So, would that remove the word from the 7 words if you can't say on television, according to George Carlin? Both ways, and it's safer for sanity to not learn. Very true, very true. That's what I mean. Like, sometimes you don't want to know the truth. Sometimes knowledge is too powerful. Because people say knowledge is power. And if you've ever looked at any stories about learning the Eldritch Truth, then you learn that sometimes there are some powers that humanity just cannot handle. And yes, even knowledge, sometimes knowledge can be beyond us. And this is one of those, I feel like this might be one of those occasions where the knowledge is too powerful. You don't want to know. And I'd rather not know why. So I'm going to leave that alone. Alright, let's go back over to this part, erase this section, erase that section, clean up this part of the utensil. There we go. I also realize what we need to do. Because we only have the front side of this. We need to add the, the other parts in the back. So we're going to need to add more of these little prongs to the whisk. And here's how we're going to go about that one without really taking too much away. We're going to remove the transparency lock. We're going to get our brush. Let's reduce the size of this thing. Let's... Oh, wait. First, there's our brush. Actually, no. We need to increase the size of the brush radiance. We also need to put this at 100% opacity. And just drag it across. Wrong tone. This spot should do. Nah, this don't work. Let's increase the size of the brush just a little bit more. Drag it across from one end. Drag it across to the other. And just keep on going like that. And this should be a-okay. Yeah, this should be pretty solid. Now, I know that looks like a buggy mess, but do not worry. It'll make more sense as we go along. See, the parts that don't have the outlines, we're actually going to make them a lot darker to show that, you know, they are in the background. We might also put less detail on them to, again, show that they are in the background. So we're going to roll with that. Also, let's reduce the opacity, or yeah, remove the opacity there. We could just get rid of this spot. Kind of. And let's erase that. We put the transparency lock back, and there we go. We got our whisk. Now, what color are Cam's eyes? We need to find out. They seem to be some sort of blue. I'm just going to go based off of the Moth model that they had us, or that they commissioned as well. Just going to toss that one right there. There we go. I'm going to assume based off of these colors here. Which, by the way, Oh, that was the other thing I should probably mention. Speaking of, folks, we're going to be working on our very second Moth model commission. Let's go. I'm going to be working on that one on stream, just so y'all can see how it looks. Because, not gonna lie, I started wondering, like, I wonder if I'm even ever going to get another commission to make another Moth model. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but just to be safe, let's just leave this one up here. Because you never know. Someday, it might happen. It may have been an entire year, but it finally happened. That's why you put things on the market. Even if you feel like they're not going to be successful. Actually, you know what? That just gives a perfect opportunity for another lesson. Well, maybe not another lesson, but another story. Well, maybe a lesson, I don't know. Anyway, going back to it. Folks, I will say this. If you ever wonder if you should promote something or put it on, like, let's say you're trying to go for a business sort of thing, or you're trying to do a streaming sort of thing, or whatever it is that you're trying to do, and you feel like the first time around it does not work, like, at all, do not worry about it, especially if it's something you're putting on the market. Okay, maybe not so much don't worry at all, but if it's not something that's going to be detrimental for not working, then don't sweat it too much. Like, if you put something on the market and it costs you nothing to put it on the market, and all you got to do is sit back and wait for it to pop up, like for business to roll in, but business does not roll in. Two things. I want you to know two things. One, don't openly be negative on the fact that it's not working. Because there might be some times where you feel a little disheartened. Because, you know, what you thought would have worked out fantastically didn't. And that's okay. Sometimes that's just business. Sometimes it just doesn't work out the way you had hoped. But do not sweat. Leave whatever it is out there, as you never know. Eventually, someone might look at that and say, you know what? I want to pick that up. How do I know? This moth commission right there. I set that thing up. Like I said, I set that thing up, I think somewhere in 2003. I want to say it was either late 2003 or sometime in 2004. But I set up that moth commission for like a your character here type of moth model. And I thought, this is a pretty good idea. Let's roll with this. No sale at all whatsoever. Like, not even a second thought about it. But I did not let that get me down. I knew that sometimes things will work, sometimes things will flop. And you know what? That's okay. You just got to keep on moving, keep on pushing forward, and don't just drop it off the bat. Because I have heard of some situations, I even know some folks where they try putting something out there, it doesn't gain a lot of traction, and so what they decide to do is just remove the entire thing. Like, nope, it didn't work. I'm not doing that again. I'm not even going to leave it up there. I'm deleting it, and I'm just going to let people know it didn't gain any traction, so it's gone. That is one of the last things you want to do. Never tell people that you're getting rid of it because it didn't work. Because that, especially if you're doing this on social media, like if you make a post or you try to promote something and it doesn't pan out, don't let people know how you feel about it not panning out. Because then you're just going to sound like a negative Nancy. Now, doesn't mean that you can't feel disheartened. Absolutely not. It's just that you don't want to promote it. It's that you do not want to let the world know, or at least, you know, you don't want to let those that you're trying to show this off to, you don't want to let them know that you don't like how this didn't work out, because now that puts guilt on them. Those that are watching, or those that are seeing, all that sort of stuff. You don't want to put guilt on them, because if you put guilt on them, now you make them feel like they are obligated to something that they aren't obligated to. And then that makes everybody very uncomfortable. So you don't want to do that. So the best rule when it comes to any sort of project or product or thing like that, or whatever it is that you're doing, that you got to showcase out there, one of the best rules you could probably go with is this: fake it till you make it. And what do I mean by that? Well, I think it's self-explanatory. Make it sound like this is going very, very well, even if it isn't going as well as you would have hoped. Don't let the world know that it's not going as well as you would have hoped. Let them, let them know, like, you're proud of this, you're liking this, this is what you wanted, boom. And even if it didn't gain as much traction as you would have hoped, or maybe it didn't roll out like you would have expected it to, don't let the world know. Keep pushing forward with that. Now, you don't have to keep pushing forward with a smile on your face, acting like, yeah, everything is A-okay. Because, when things get really, really bad, it's okay to let people know that things are getting really, really bad. Now, again, I will mention this part, though. Everything that I'm saying right now is only and only for when it is about products, posting, marketing, that sort of stuff. If this is a personal thing, it is okay to let people know that you're not doing too well, as long as you don't trauma dump. Now, there is a fine line between that, but that's an entirely different conversation. What I'm talking about right here is marketing. You do not, last thing you want to do when it comes to marketing is talk about the negative, or talk about how something's not working. Do not, when it comes to marketing, do not let people know that it's not going well. Because if you do, then, That's not really helping your case. If that makes any sense. I don't know. Well, anyway, let me try to catch up some things right here. Okay, let's see. Also, ads start in 30 seconds. Would provide a list of the words and context, but I'm afraid that Twitch might not put, or yeah, Twitch might put me under fire for that. Oh, okay, so that's talking about something else. Okay. Okay, that's an entirely conversation that I'm gonna skip. Okay, and then the last. Okay, blah 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 blah. Okay, maybe not blah 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 blah, but that's not really something. I feel like that's something best to avoid because yeah, there's a lot going on there. Okay, going back to it, you just have to find someone else enthusiastic about the product. That too. Lacks the budget and use for lacks the budget and use for the Moth. That is also very true. And honestly, that is also fair. Because I will say, so again, like I said, sometimes a product will flop and that's nobody's fault. Sometimes it just does not pan out. Wow, Lampy calls Chad blah 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 blah. Hey, what the? Okay, listen. I don't know where I was going with this. Anyway, so going back to it. Like I was saying, and that's okay. I mean, like I said, that's what I mean by earlier, where one thing is to say, or yeah, you know, one thing is to leave the product there and just wait and see what happens, and eventually something will bite, but you know, move on to the next project, move on to the next idea, and see if that one flies instead, so long as it doesn't cost you too much of a budget. Because again, if I looked at the situation of making that model, oh, I'm assuming ads just ended, but yeah, for example, going back to it, like if I said, you know, that I'm bummed out or I'm not liking that, you know, people didn't want that, that people didn't buy the thing, and then I just decided to start saying that, you know what, I'm gonna take it down because people aren't buying it. Now that's putting pressure on people. Now that's, you know, making people, you know, it's trying to, now that starts sounding like, you know, someone trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? Now it starts to sound like someone who's trying to, you know, guilt trip. That's the word. And people don't like being guilt tripped. That's why in occasions like that, oh yeah, I'm gonna need to make a new layer for this one because I just realized I made this a very simple design, or yeah, I made this one somewhat simple because again, it was supposed to be an emote, so yeah, we need to go with another part. Anyway, going back to it, last thing you ever want to do is guilt trip somebody, so you don't want to go down that road. So this is why you don't tell people that, yeah, this product isn't working or this post isn't working, so I'm gonna take it down, or, you know, don't make it sound like you're blaming someone internal or externally, basically is what I'm trying to say. If that makes any sense. All right, let's snag this part because we need this tone for the nose. Did I already get the color for the eyes? Yes, I did. Now, like I said, the reason why I bring that part up is because I know a few folks that have done that sort of thing, not intentionally, like not intentionally trying to guilt trip people, but you know, they just see how it goes. It doesn't go very well, and so, you know, they feel disheartened, and so they just want to verbally mention that that they felt disheartened, so they're taking this down. And on the surface, that might feel like, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? It may sound like one of those things, or yeah, in some folks' head, that might sound like one of those things where it's like, you know, they just want to vent a bit. But sometimes there's a time and a place for venting, And when it comes to your products, that is not the place to do it. Perfect example. Video game developers, when their games flop and they say it's the fans' fault. You want to know what happens? You know, their target audience turns on them for obvious reasons. Like last thing customers want to hear is my product failed and it's your fault. Obviously, someone who's probably considered the game or never even heard about it before until now is probably thinking, wow, what's wrong with you? And that's why I say, like, when it comes to products, fake it till you make it. Don't let people know the negativity behind it. And especially don't blame it on the external sources. That's what I try to avoid personally, that's what I try to avoid personally, because, yeah, I already know full well. Like I said, I've seen it before. It does not work. I've seen it from, I've seen it from folks that I personally know, and I've seen it from, game studios and stuff. Game studios, movie studios, all that sort of thing. Keep pushing it in the positive direction. And maybe, just maybe, just might work. And I could definitely tell you, I've had a good number of situations where they flopped. Did I say anything about it? Absolutely not. Well, until now. But yeah, for the most part, especially when it's fresh. Like, okay, see, that's the difference though. When it's fresh, you don't want to talk about it. When it's been a long time ago, you know, it's okay. It's a little more okay. You can talk about it. So long as, again, you don't blame anybody. So long as you don't blame anybody, and so long as you don't guilt trip, that is the main focus on the whole thing. Because people don't like being guilt tripped. And so, yeah, whenever it comes to things, fake it till you make it. And right now, when it comes to that Moth model project, we finally made it. Hey! And that's what matters. Anyway, so let's get some red for the mouth. Anyway, that's the whole point I'm trying to say. That's the whole point I was trying to get at. We finally made it after all these years. Okay, well, technically it's only been like, well, yeah, technically about a year and a half. Maybe. Either way, point being is we made it, and that's what's most important. Anyway, going back to it. Let me see. We're going to select all the blue. Because now what we need to do is get some of that purple. So let's go back to this model. Or this image. Get that purple. There we go. Okay, let's see. You never see people wanting a product where people start out negative in presenting it. Imagine a new car launch where they come right out complaining about bad battery life and poor quality engine motor. Not even just that. Like, let's say it's bad engine motor. Let's say it's all of that stuff. What I'm really looking at is, imagine someone promoting a car. You know what? Let's go with the example that you just gave. Imagine someone promoting a car and saying, behold, this new car right here that, we're not going to go through all the details. You're not even going to buy it anyway. Imagine if that was their presentation. Not a good look when your presenter is not, excited for this. Not, showing hopes in it actually working. That's not going to, it's not going to fly very well. And if you thought it wasn't going to fly well before, you certainly tanked it now. You definitely nosedived it after that. It's not gonna pan out all too fondly after that. Also, not a scary alien. Welcome to the Moth Fleet. I hope you enjoy your stay. By the way, you're lamping now. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. And I just realized that's why you're using the Among Us. As not a scary alien. Very suspect. But yeah, welcome on in. I hope you enjoy your stay. In the meantime, we gotta get... We also need to get this color tone for later. We'll work on that at another time. Let's go back over here. Let's get the brush. So what we need to do is take our brush, put it at 0% opacity. Or not 0% opacity, 100% opacity, 0% sharpness. And just click there. Go to this side. Click there. And there. And a little bit there. Click back over here. Actually bring this brush down a little bit. Click over here. And there. And maybe a little bit back there. We should be good with all of that. Alright. We now announce the new... Oh, let's see. We now announce the new Ford Camry. You know what? It's a... You know what? It's a Ford. It will be... it'll be found on the road dead in a few months. Buy it anyway. Yeah, exactly. It's like that. The last thing you want to do when it comes to any sort of marketing or any sort of posting or any sort of whatever, last thing you want to do is that. And unfortunately, more often than not that you'll see some folks do that. And I hate to say it, but whenever I see it, I'm like, no, what are you doing? You have any idea how you just made it worse than it all, like, okay, if you thought it was bad before, you just made it worse. Like, you could have made this work. But you didn't believe. That's the main thing at the end of the day. You gotta believe it yourself. You gotta believe it yourself to make other people believe it. If you don't believe in it, people are gonna notice. And so you gotta not let them know how you feel about it when it comes to marketing. Specifically marketing. I want to preface this, that everything that I'm saying is specifically for marketing. Because, like I said, if you're not feeling too good personally, and, you know, when you're with friends or something, this is an entirely different situation. Like, if you're with friends that you can trust, and, they ask how you're doing, it's okay to let them know that, things aren't doing too well. So long as, you can let them know that things aren't going too well. But when it comes to marketing, that's an entirely different story. You don't want to let them know, like, hey, so, you don't want to promote something and say, all right, here's what we got, but I don't have a lot of faith in it. That's just, oh, that's the best way to put it. When it comes to marketing, don't be self-defeating. If you're self-defeating, then you already lost your entire target audience, because, like I said, if you don't believe in it, and you already feel like it's going to be a flop, why on earth would, and you let your, your target audience know it's going to be a flop, why on earth would they buy into this? They wouldn't buy into something that you yourself think is going to be terrible. It's going to be terrible. Y'all aren't going to buy it. Like, well, of course we're not going to buy it anymore. You think it's terrible. And if you think we're not going to buy it, then I don't know why we should. Because I don't know about this one there, friend. You're not giving us a lot of... What's the word I'm looking for when it comes to that? Not giving a lot of reasoning why people should put faith in the idea. That's what I'm looking for. There we go. Also, thank you for the save there. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you for the save there, Destroyer. Okay. Did you say found on the road dead because it's an acronym for their company? I didn't realize the acronym. Found on the road dead. Ford. Let's see. Would you rather I said the Camry had fantastic online resource dedication? Fantastic online resource dedication. Possibly. Okay, let's see. I will say, depending on what you're doing, there's also the argument to be made that quietly letting it sit in the back category that is always... Oh, okay, let's see. There's an argument to be said, or yeah, there's an argument to be made that quietly letting it sit in a back category that is always available. Never know when it's the perfect thing for what... Oh, let's see. Never know when it's the perfect thing for someone, or for what someone needs. Wait, what do you mean? I think I understand. But I could be interpreting this wrong, so I want to hear a little more about this one, because on one hand, I'm thinking that it might be one of the, or I'm not sure if I'm interpreting this as it might be okay to leave it there just in case that someone needs to know about this one, or if you leave it in the back, you know, no one will ever know that it's there if you don't show it off. And I will say that is also very true. Like, if you leave it in the back and you don't show it off and people don't know that it exists, it goes back to what I've been saying for a long time ago, or a long time for a while now, which is market your stuff. If you think that you got something going there, then if you think you got something going there and you don't show it off, no one's ever going to know that it exists. Like, again, there's great products that get no traction. And then there's, you know, subpar products that gain a lot of traction. Why? Because of the marketing. Someone promoted the first one. But it could also be, I'm not sure if it could also be the other category that, you know, if you leave it there forever, then, you know, people might not care all that much. But there's also the other situation where if you put a limited time on it, there's a possibility that, you know, someone might shoot for it. Mostly because of the term FOMO, fear of missing out. I don't know if it was one of those two interpretations or if I interpreted it the completely different wrong way. You let me know. Because one thing can definitely be said. FOMO can really, you know, the fear of missing out can definitely get people to really shoot for something if they're really desperate. Look at gacha games, for example. Gacha games really know how to get you to be desperate for certain playable characters. They know how to make that roll. As long as a product doesn't cost you to keep available, it's not like there's a charge for listing it on a site, is there? Sometimes, depending on which places. Like, if you're, you know, doing that sort of thing on Etsy, then they charge you at least 20 cents a month. Which isn't too much. It's not really a lot. It's a very negligible charge, if anything. Like, if you see if you're able to put a product there for like 20 cents a month, I don't think it'll be too bad to have it up there. However, that means in an entire year, that's going to be like an entire dollar out the window. But again, that entirely depends. Okay, let's see. If something isn't going to cost you to keep it around, instead of taking it down, you can keep it in a back catalog that is always available. If someone comes along and needs exactly that thing you made, you have it available and ready to go. Hopefully that's clear. Oh, okay, then I get exactly what you mean. And I wholeheartedly agree with that. Because, again, going back to it, the Your Character Here Moth model commission, it may have taken a good while, but someone finally picked up someone finally ordered a commission on that. And all I had to do was just leave it there for a while. And again, like I said, it may have taken a year or two, or a year and a half. But if I took it down, and I agree with Destroyer on this one, if I took it down, then I would have never gotten that commission in the first place. But so long as I leave it up there, it might pick up something from time to time. It's like a short-term invest or a long-term investment. especially for a template model. All right, let's see. Also, if someone does find it later, there is a chance that it will blow up in popularity much later when people sort of rediscover it. True, true. Like what happened with Megamind. Shame what happened with Megamind, though, but yeah, kind of like with Megamind. Or, I'm trying to think. I feel like there was a game that did something similar to that, where the game itself originally did not do very well, but, you know, the game was still out there for many, many years later. Oh, you know what it was? Well, actually, kind of, maybe. You know what? One good example. Now, I wouldn't say this game did terrible. I think this game did pretty well, but it wasn't as popular as it was until, like, what, 2020, 2021? I want to say between 2021 or somewhere around those lines, where Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. A lot of people knew about that game, but you didn't know, you know, a lot of people didn't talk about it as much as they talk about it now. It wasn't like the cult classic. Okay, when I say cult classic, I guess like it wasn't the trendy meme generator as it was when it first released. And it took a good number of years for it to get there. Like, when did Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance pop up? I think it was like around 2015, 2016. Maybe even earlier than that, like maybe 2014. But somewhere along those lines. But yeah, long story short, 6, 7, or maybe even 8 years later, boom, it blows up. Absolutely memes of Senator Armstrong all over the place. Let's see. Metro City, Metrocity. Yeah, that one too. See what I mean? Like when Megamind first came out, not a lot of, not too much of attention, mostly because, you know, a bigger name of a similar premise, or a similar concept popped up out of popped up around the same time. We all know the movie Despicable Me. And funny enough, I think Megamind and Despicable Me kind of went in opposite directions when they first came out, because Megamind, it was okay. People knew about it, and those that did know about it, they liked it, but for the most part, you know, it didn't really get a lot of traction, where in comparison, Despicable Me literally skyrocketed. So much so that they got, like, what, 2 or 3 movies and even spin-offs for the Minions, which, I want to say, I think that's where things started going downhill, which is this is what I was talking about, where they later down the roads, they both started teetering. Megamind started gaining a lot more popularity, and whenever you hear of Despicable Me, all you think of are those things. Take that for what you will. Some of you may have liked the Minions. I know some of you absolutely despise that. So much so that when I learned about it, I had to draw one of them as a minion. I'm not going to name names, but you know. You know who you are. But yeah, anyway, going back to it, that's what I mean. Like, sometimes it takes a minute, and I agree with Destroyer. Sometimes it takes a minute, so if it doesn't cost you too much to hold on to them, hold on to them. And like I said, going back to it, I have so many other examples of where it took a minute. Like personal projects where it took a minute. It may have not have jumped at the very beginning, but that's okay. Leave it there for a minute. Leave it there for a moment, especially if it doesn't put too much strain on you. Leave it there. Because last thing you want to do is show that things aren't going well. You don't want to show that. All right, let's go back over here because I need to get a reference sheet for... I need to get the Lampy reference sheet because I need that color scheme. We're going to go with the beige. Or khaki color, or whatever you want to call it. Anyway, let's select. Let's get that blue now. Right, I gotta select first. Actually, I don't even have to select. Let's just get the eraser. Just make that big O circle. Nice big O circle. There we go. Okay, let me see. Also, Chilia Bun Gaming. Welcome on in there, Chilia. Thank you for the raid. I greatly appreciate it. Let's give a shout out. What were you up to there, Chilia? Hope things have been going well. Hope things are good. Good to see you there, Dark Haze. Also, everybody that dropped any messages before the raid, do not worry. I will catch up to those soon enough. Also, everybody stopping by. Hi, my name is Lampy, small-time illustrator, football-sized moth. I do a lot of drawing streams, occasional gaming streams, and sometimes some live 2D rigging streams. And today is one of those drawing streams today. We're currently working on a viewer redeem for a Cam the Corgi. They requested that we draw an image that has them and myself in it. So that's exactly what I'm doing. So I hope you enjoy your day. I hope you enjoy your stay. And if you gotta take care of things, go take care of those things. Never feel bad about raiding or running, because that's what raids are all about. But if you decide to stick around, I greatly appreciate that. I hope you enjoy your stay. And good to see it there, Red Dragon Sage. Chilia game. That's some gold. Yo, thank you. I greatly appreciate that. And what were you up to? What were you playing? What were you doing? How was Silent Hill 3? I hope it went well. I hope it was good. Everybody stopping by from Silent Hill? No, wait. I already said that part. I apologize. Don't worry about it. Anyway, let me try to catch up with things. I still haven't seen anything from Despicable Me. The Twinkies in blue clothing called Minions came out from that, right? Yes. Despicable Me was a spin-off from the Minions. That's totally how it went. Why did I hear Minions during my lurk? Report stream for bullying. Look, I had to talk about how Despicable Me and Megamind had two different trajectories, and then they reversed many years later. And then Megamind decided to have a second movie, the TV show, and went down the exact same road as Despicable Me when it came to a... Actually, no. Despicable Me was a gradual decline, where Megamind, as soon as it got its resurgence, and they decided, let's capitalize on this resurgence, it jumped up immediately and then dropped straight down like if it was a roller coaster. But yeah, the finishing nosedive for... Yeah, the finishing crash land for Despicable Me was when they decided, let's just focus on the Minions. People love the Minions, right? People love the Minions. Am I right? People love the Minions? Hey, Ryu, you love the Minions, right? Don't you? Don't you? Don't you love the Minions? Yeah, that's how the marketing went. And, well, we know the rest of the history of Despicable Me. It just, yeah, that was it. It was done. It's over. No more. Moral of the story, don't put all your marketing on the Minions. Alright, let's see. Dust raid. Here to steal your dust. Joke's on you, we don't have dust, but we do have lead. Anyway. I'm playing Persona 3 Fez. Best Fez. But yeah, ooh, nice. How was that? I hope it was fun. I hope it went... Or, yeah, I hope it was fun. I hope it was good. Beware the whisk. It also... Oh, it was also used to cook Zograd once. Wait, what? Wait, how did Zograd get cooked by whisk? I need to know this story. Also, let me see. Didn't know Megamind got a sequel, actually. Good. Keep that, you know what? Forget everything I said. You didn't hear anything there, Spock. There was no sequel, and there was... Yeah, there was no sequel, there was no spin-off TV show, and there was no Queen of England. If you watched the Megamind movie, you got that reference. If you didn't watch the Megamind movie. Anyway, let's put the Dust Bunny model onto the stream. Dust Bunny. Which, by the way, folks, if you like this Dust Bunny moth model, it is available on the Ko-fi page, absolutely free, no charge at all. You can pick up this model, and you can pick up this model and many other things on the Ko-fi page by putting exclamation point KOFI. It'll send you to the Ko-fi page where you can find this and many other PNGs, as well as many other live 2D models and live 2D assets for no cost, no charge. You can pick up all of it for absolutely nothing. And if it does charge you, you let me know and I'll move it somewhere that doesn't. All right, let's see. Gunpowder equals spicy dust. Yes. You want a pinch? All right, let's see. Cameron got art of cooking Zograd before, and it also made him cooking with a whisk in response. Oh, and it also had him cooking with a whisk in response to the art of Zograd making a soup of Cam. Oh, wait. Would that mean that this isn't cookie dough at all? Well, this took a very dark turn. Oh, this took a very dark turn indeed. Here, I thought this was cookie dough. Turns out it's just Zograd. They trade off cooking each other? That's fair, that's fair. You know, I'm surprised Cam didn't just tell me that. Like, okay, I want you to make an image of Zograd getting cooked. Cooked or baked or something like that. I'm surprised they didn't go down that road, but that's fair. Okay, let me see. Next move. Let's go back over here. So we got most of the coloring done, with the exception of that flamethrower. Hold on, let's get those parts. Should I tell the plushie makers to add the flamethrower instead of the shotgun for the next batch? What do y'all folks think? Oh yeah, I should probably specify a little bit more. So, I'm in the works again, restocking on the Lampy plushies. But I wasn't sure if I should just keep them the same as per usual, give them the shotgun and all of that, or if I should switch out the shotgun for the flamethrower, or you know what I could do? Instead of just switching out for the flamethrower, just like buy a smaller batch and say, can you make a plushie flamethrower to go with these moths? And instead of replacing the shotgun, make the same old thing, but how much would it cost? Yeah, just the same old shotgun, same old product, but add the flamethrower plushie, or the flamethrower plush, as an added accessory that people could probably purchase. They can either get it with the newly purchased Lampy plush, or they can just buy it separately or something like that. I'm possibly thinking of that idea, because I know, you know, there's some folks that already have the Lampy plushie. But what if they just want the flamethrower? Add that as an accessory that people could buy, like, yeah, just a brand new flamethrower. Lampy plushie sold separately. Or, you know, just sell out, or not sell out. Let me rephrase that. I just realized how I said that. Like, wait. Let me try to reword everything I just said. Anyway. Yeah, imagine that. Like, you know what? Let me just sell out. Let me just sell out. Let me just turn this into a reaction channel now. Let me pick up every sponsorship, even if I don't know if it's a good quality or not. Anyway, going back to it. What if... What was I talking about again? Right, we were talking about turning into a reaction channel. Okay, so I'm thinking about just watching a bunch of reaction channels, or yeah, just watch a reaction clips of reaction people reacting to reaction videos or something like that. That's gonna be, ugh. Not gonna lie, part of me kind of wanted to throw up after saying that. Anyway, going back to it. Going back to the flamethrower plushie part. Anyway, that's my idea. Maybe I should just request like 100 of those little flamethrower plushies and sell them sold separately. Kind of like... Yeah, I'm not calling it DLC, but kind of like DLC. You know what? I'm just going to call it what it is. You know, just sell it as, you know, accessories to the Lampy plush. Like how G.I. Joe had their cars. Or Barbie had their cars. Or Batman had his car. Lampy needs a car. People love buying cars. You know what? That's what I need to do. Like after adding the flamethrower accessory, just need to make Lampy car. Just make an entire... Oh my god, I just thought about it. What if? So, for those of you that are here, some of you may already know that Lampy has a mech. Like just a makeshift mech made out of a buggy. And the thought just came to mind right now. What if there's a way to make a backpack-like mech plush where you could just open it up and put your own Lampy plush for those that do have the Lampy plush and just toss the Lampy plush into the mech? Kind of like how you put Batman in the Batmobile. Something like that. I might be going a little overboard on this, but I'm thinking about these ideas and I'm starting to think maybe I can make that work. Okay. It can be cookies. Cameron does still have a cookie emote after all. That's also true. It could also be the idea that Cam is turning Zograd into cookies. Zograd cookies. You never know. You just never know. Okay, so it's settled. I'm gonna try to ask them, like, can you add a flamethrower to these things? And then talk to them later, like, okay, so now that we got that idea out of the way, is there a way to make a car? Is there a way to make, like, oh, that's what I should probably look into. Maybe I could check out that site and see, like, do they have 3D prints? And where can I get them to make 3D prints? I'll figure something. Anyway, let's add all that green. We need some of that gray. I don't know, this is just what happens sometimes. Sometimes I just let my brain go. Sometimes I just let my brain just go, and then we see where it rolls, we see where it takes things, and I need to also... Sometimes it's a weird possibility. It's a weird concept that the brain decides to roll towards. Other times, it might be a good marketing tactic. Or, you know, it might be a good idea for, like, a product in the future. Or, like, an idea to come up with later. Oh, that also reminds me! For those of you that, haven't been here before, there was a time where I wouldn't shut up about Echo the Dolphin. And I mentioned this earlier, that I think it's about time that I finally get back to the first Echo the Dolphin game, because I've never actually finished the first one. I've only played Tides of Time and Echo Jr. I mean, Echo Jr. is a relatively easy one to play, but I want to finish off the very first Echo the Dolphin, and I want to see how to pull that one off. Why am I now imagining Lampy with a Rolls-Royce Phantom? I wish it was a Rolls-Royce Phantom. The closest we got is this. This is the closest we got to a Rolls-Royce Phantom. Just a Volkswagen buggy. Or at least, I mean, you can kind of see that there's some semblance of a Volkswagen buggy in there. Anyway. All right, back to the project at hand. Let me see. And we also need to get a little bit of beige and a little bit of red, because we need to add a little bit of a label over here. Let's see. Buggy does come across as a pun, you know. Oh no. Great, now I need to turn it into a Ford pickup. Instead of it being a buggy, yeah, instead of it being a Volkswagen buggy, I need to turn it into a Volkswagen. Or, not a Volkswagen, I need to turn it into a Ford. Or, you know what? You know what? You know what? Or, because now that I know that it's a pun, I could just decide to spite people. Come up with a very, very spiteful idea. I redesigned the mech. So instead of being made out of a Volkswagen buggy, I have it made out of a Cybertruck. Just to spite people, I'll just make redesign it as a Cybertruck. Then we'll see how people. Yeah, then we'll see how people. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. This is what I mean. Sometimes sometimes the brain just gets rolling to other directions and it kind of loses track of what the whole point was. Oh yeah, I remember what the point was. It was to spite people. Then we'll see how people feel about the mech now. I want to talk about like it being a pun, like, oh yeah, we'll pun this. Just reshape it into a Cybertruck. Oh, you know what? It could be a Volkswagen buggy if someone mentions a pun about it, like, heh heh heh. It's a pun, like, oh, it's a pun, huh? You're saying it's a pun? You think it's a pun, huh? Well, pun this. Pushes a button, it becomes a Cybertruck. Yes, I could be very, very spiteful. I mean, heck, like I said earlier today, I did draw someone as a minion from Despicable Me, so sometimes the spite just rolls. Sometimes it rolls and I'll make it roll again. All right, let's see. Here, Cybertruck mentioned. It could be worse. At least I didn't say. Well, I also said the Despicable Me minion. So yeah, no, I guess it is worse. All right, let's see. Cybertron had Optimus Prime, the original Cybertruck. That is true. He was the original Cybertruck. Don't let the Transformers fans hear you say that. Well, actually, you know what? Maybe they'll take pride in it. Like, oh yeah, that ain't a Cybertruck. Pulls out Optimus Prime. This is a Cybertruck. Ford tough. Anyway. Either that or they'll just look at it and say, don't you dare put that on Optimus. Also, let me see. Linus, thank you for the follow. I greatly appreciate it. Welcome to the Moth Fleet. I hope you enjoy your stay. By the way, you're lampy now. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. Also, good to see you there, Nebula. How you be? I heard something about Transformers. Yeah, we were talking about how... Spock over here was talking about how Optimus Prime is the true and original... the true and the first Cybertruck. And you know what? Surprisingly enough, they ain't wrong. He technically is a Cybertruck. He's from Cybertron. He's the truck. This all makes sense. Also, we gotta give a shout out to Nebula before I forget. My apologies, my brain is a bit fried, and things have been going like crazy today. Go check out Nebula. They play a good variety of games. It's a very chill time over there. Really awesome stuff. And if you look, you will see that you will see that they have a PNG that was drawn and rigged, or not rigged. That was drawn by yours truly. Oh, let's see. The comic compendium? That's a compendium. Am I even reading that right? Compendium. I think I read that right. Maybe? Possibly. Alright, back to the flame. Or yeah, back to the fire. El Pollo Loco. I miss the burritos from El Pollo Loco. I mean, it's not like they're gone, it's just that I haven't had one in a while. Not gonna lie. I want another. Alright, we're gonna take this part, then we're gonna smoothen this part out. Make the flame a little bit smaller. There we go, this should be good. Let's zoom out. A little fire on that flamethrower, and that should be good, that should be all set. Last thing we need to do for the base coloring is add the, add the brown pattern to the lampy wings. So let's add that. Go back over here. Let's find that pattern. Oh, you know what I could do? I've just realized how I could figure out where the pattern is. Perfect. Increase the size of the brush. Right. We need to switch the red out for the beige. So we can just use the eraser as a... Yeah, just use the eraser to clean everything up. Get rid of that pattern and that pattern. And a little bit of the pattern over there, and we should be good there. Let me see the other side of the wings. Okay, so it should be something along like this. And after this, once this stream is over, I'm gonna go back to playing Elden. I mean, I'm gonna be working again. Actually, I might actually need to start working again. So, maybe not Elden Ring as much as I would really like. I mean, I could have like 1 hour of Elden Ring. Yeah, I know it's not gonna be 1 hour. I know I'm not gonna be sitting there for 1 hour. I know if I play Elden Ring, I'm gonna be there all night. Like, I ain't gonna stop playing Elden Ring until the sun comes up. So I know I gotta leave that alone for a minute. Also, folks, if you go support Nebula, you'll get that little fire star there. You'll get that little meteorite shooting star emote right there. Don't you want a shooting star emote? I would. Totally not being biased or anything. Okay, let's see. What other words am I looking for? Okay, so we got those ones there. Now let's just add the little pattern onto this end. I hear Comet... Oh. I hear Comet can be cleansing. I mean, true. I mean, it cleansed the dinosaurs. That was terrible. I apologize, folks. I apologize to all the dinosaur fans out there. But you can't deny that's what the Comet did. The Comet just decided, you know what? We're gonna clean up all the dinosaurs off this planet. Did it know the dinosaurs were there? Probably not. Some people have some speculations that they may have known that the dinosaurs were there. Say it like Jurassic Park. Dinosaur. You're right. I keep forgetting, like, you're right. It's supposed to be like Jurassic Park. Not supposed to be saying dinosaurs no more. Gotta say it like Jurassic Park. Gotta be dinosaur. Gotta put that sour at the end of it. Gotta be talking about, like, we gotta talk about them dinosaurs like the lemons. Very sour. Dinosaur. Anyway, going back to the project at hand, let's add that pattern, and then that, and then that, and then we're good. Yeah. Alright, so this is what we have so far. Like I said, I haven't put the background yet. I still need to work on that part, but I want to say it's coming along pretty nicely. Now, last but not least, we need to add a new layer. We're just going to call this one Fire in all caps. Why? Because we love arson here. This is why I'm also surprised I haven't made the flamethrower yet. Maybe that's what I should do next. Well, first I got to make the mouse and the dog model. Because, I'll be honest, I've said this one before and I'll say it again. I need to add more models to the Etsy. Because I think we only got like 4 of them. So, you know what? We need to add more. We need to add all sorts of models on the Etsy page. So we need to get dog model, mouse model, or rats, whichever one you want to prefer, bird model. We gotta get every model on the Etsy page. Well, except for the shark. We already put the shark on the coffee, so putting a shark on the Etsy page, oh no, that's a little, I don't think that will work. So, we're gonna add everything else. And then we gotta work on that jellyfish model, because I really like jellyfish. Okay. But I thought Dino was sweet. Always tracking Fred every time he came. Oh. That Dino was sweet. Oh, always tracking Fred every time he came home. Never sour. You know what? You make a good point. I would say that Dino was a little more tangy than sweet or sour. I want to say a little bit of both. Their nature was sour. Their behavior was sweet. I want to say tangy. That dinosaur was definitely tangy. How did we get to this conversation? Never thought I'd say this sort of... Not gonna lie, never thought I'd ever say this sort of sentence about anything, to be perfectly fair. I've been really thinking about it. This is also why sometimes I cannot, or I should not be allowed to let my mind wander, because when I have free reign on letting my mind wander and let my brain think, sometimes it comes up with the weirdest of things. Like dinosaurs being a tangy flavor. And that just leads me to say that, you know what, going back, there's a phrase that people have been saying recently where they have been saying, you know, let people cook. This is one of those situations where I should not be allowed in the kitchen. Because if this is what my mind brews, I should not be allowed to be near food. Also, I'm just going to end up cooking tangy dinosaurs. Sweet and sour. Oh, you know what? Sweet and sour dino. Yeah, see what I mean? I should not be allowed in the kitchen. You know what? I take it back. I take it back. You know what? Maybe I can work in the kitchen. You know why? Because, people made mammoth meatballs. I can make sweet and sour dinosaurs. Right. Dinosaurs. Also, why do I feel like, now that I think about the concept that I'm coming up with, I feel like I would be a Jurassic Park villain? Because I decided, you know what? I think we could sell and eat the dinosaurs. It's a marketing tactic no one's ever thought of. And we're gonna be on the, we're gonna be on the cutting edge, the cutting room floor of this marketing tactic. And you wanna know what's the funniest part about all of that? Obviously, since it's a Jurassic Park movie, you know that I am going to fail at this, I'm gonna be thwarted, and ironically, I am gonna be the one that gets eaten by dinosaurs. And for an added bonus of irony, chances are, there's gonna be a crate of sweet and sour sauce that falls over, lands on me, and the dinosaurs eat my, basically eat my sweet and sour sauce covered carcass. I wouldn't be surprised. Tell me that wouldn't be a fitting end for a Jurassic Park villain. You know what? I need to get signed up for the writing staff. Hold on a minute. We're gonna try to figure out how to make this movie happen. Anyway, let's add a shark to stream because Manexus just requested shark model. There it is. Which, by the way, exclamation point KOFI, and you get yourself a shark of your very own. Check this out. Yeah, check out the sharky. Ironically, you can have the shark stand up like a seal. Or. All that other dumb stuff. Alright, let's put this sharky down here. Actually, a little bit more over to this direction. There we go. Perfect. And let's give a shout out to Manexus. How ya be? I hope things are going well. I hope things are good. And I apologize, my brain is pretty fried. So we're working with this as best as we can today. Folks, go check them out. They just published their own book. You can find it. Yeah, they just published their own book that you can find out there online. You can get your digital copy or your physical copy of Manexus's book. Go check them out. I highly recommend it. And really hilarious streams, really funny times over there. All that good stuff. All right, let me try to catch up to some things. All right, let me see. You just need dino nuggets and honey barbecue sauce for that. You know what? You're not wrong. That is very true. That could be just dino McNuggets. Yeah. You know what? See, again, going back to that movie villain concept, I'd be looking at this like, you're right. Dino nuggets out of real dinosaurs. People love dino nuggets. You think they won't clamor for some actual T-Rex nuggets? I believe this is I think this is, again, we're at the cutting room floor of this marketing opportunity. We're going to be selling, we're going to be drowning in money once we make these literal dino nuggets. We just need to find out where these dinosaurs are. Oh, they're on this remote island. The only problem is it's a dinosaur sanctuary. There's always loopholes. We'll figure out a way. We'll let the lawyers figure that out. We're not evil, by the way, right? No, I don't think so. We need to change that. Anyway, let's go back to it. All right. Ad start in a minute, by the way. Best of luck with that. All right, let's see. Grocery store supports those experiments. See, there you go. The villains were trying to put live dinosaurs into places with people. The meat of dead ones would be safer. That's not fresh meat, though. We need to get some high-quality T-Rex, yeah, T-Rex beef. How do we get some fine-quality T-Rex beef? Straight from the source. Fresh and ready while the blood is still pumping. Yeah, we're definitely the villains here. Anyway. Love the shark model? Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you like the shark model there in my Nexus. Yeah, this one was a fun one to make. I might need to make one more update on the shark model, though, which is basically the mouth layer. I feel like the mouth layer, though, it's okay. It's all right. There ain't nothing wrong with it. It's just that, you know, if you try to change the color of the gray, you're also going to change the color of the mouth. And I'm going to fix that. That part has been on my mind for a minute, so I'm definitely going to fix that part. Baby shark. Nice try, but I already got people with that baby shark. Like, literally, while I was working on this model, I would just secretly, just quietly just go like, do. Thank you, and yes, it's good. How are you? Yeah, so far so good. I've been doing all right. Got myself some new projects to work on, some new commissions. I'm nearly finished with some of the other ones. We are nearly getting there, slowly but surely. I'm glad to hear that things are going well for you there, friend. Also, Embroidered Rose, I apologize. My brain is so fried that I'm struggling with talking. Let's give you a shout out. And we're going to wait for the ads to finish before I go beyond that, because I don't know how many people are stuck in ads right now. But those of you that are not stuck in ads, you know what? We'll give that one a minute, because it's only like about 10 more seconds left. We're going to wait for the ads to finish. Once those ads are done, that is when we do the intro and all of that. And, you know, all that other funny stuff. But do not worry about that. In the meantime, let's select a little bit more over here. Select a little bit more over there. And I think the ads are over. Folks, are you back? They might be back. Since the ads might be over now, let's give a shout out to Embroidered Rose. Back, perfect timing. Let's give a shout out to Embroidered Rose. How was the stream? How did things go? What is Legend of Heroes? And I hope you had a good day. I hope you had a good stream and everybody stopping by from Embroidered Rose Streams. Hi, my name is Lampy, small-time illustrator, football-sized moth. I do a lot of drawing streams, occasional gaming streams. Sometimes I like to do rigging streams, and today is one of those drawing streams. Today we're currently working on a live 2D art for, or not live 2D art. We're working on an art piece for a Can the Corgi for a viewer redeem. We got them whisking some, we got them whisking some cookie dough while Lampy is over there flash cooking them, or flash baking them with a flamethrower. How effective is that going to be? We're going to find out. Also, well, I'm not sure if I said this other part, but if you got to take care of things, go take care of those things. Never feel bad about writing or running, because that's what raids are all about. But if you decide to stick around, I greatly appreciate that. I hope you enjoy your stay. How was the games? Hope it went well. And to bed, good night. All right there, Ryu, you go get that sleep, go get that rest. And I thank you for stopping by, and I hope you have a good night, a better tomorrow, and a great week. You take care now there, friend. Also, good to see you there, Retro Wolf. It's me, PND. Embroidered Rose. Hope everybody's doing good. I've never seen the ads because of Nitro. Ah, fair. Wait, there's Nitro on Twitch? It was good. It's a JRPG series that my friend PND has me playing while we both voice act. Yo, that's actually that's actually a pretty cool idea right there. The voice acting and all of that for the characters. That's actually a pretty cool idea. And that also sounds like a lot of fun right there. Cookies? Yeah, cookies. That's the idea. Let's see. It's a ton of fun? I can imagine. I can imagine. That actually sounds pretty amazing right there. And I'm glad to hear y'all had fun with that. Because honestly, I don't know where I was going with this. I apologize. Like I said before, my brain is kind of fried, and I think I might need to call it, not right now, but I do feel like I might need to call it soon because my brain can't think. But yeah, honestly, that sounds like a lot of fun. That actually sounds pretty cool. That, and it can make the dialogue a lot more entertaining. Yeah, it could just make things a lot more entertaining to listen to. Especially if you and your friends are trying to, practice on voice acting. That's actually a pretty cool way to go about it. Alright, let me see. Sorry, old name. It's currently Turbo. Oh, Turbo. Fair. Okay, that makes much more sense. Gonna be off to bed. Night night, y'all. Alright there, Plague. Thank you for stopping by. I greatly appreciate it. And I hope you have a good night, a better tomorrow, and a great week. You take care now there, friend. Words are hard. Words are tough. Words are very hard. It's very difficult to figure out how to make the words work. Sometimes you have an idea in mind that you're trying to say, but because words don't make them come out very well, people are looking at you funny like, what did you just say? Like, wait, let me explain. I can't word right. Does that make the brain functions comprehend? Okay, could you repeat all of that? I didn't understand a word you said. I can't word. Yes? I think I understand now. Phantasmal. What? I mean fantastic. So it's kind of like that. Words ain't easy. Words really ain't easy. And that's why I draw, because drawing is easier than words. Okay, for some people. For others, words are a lot easier to work with than drawing. Like I said, or yeah, I've mentioned this before. I know some people that write. I know some people that, they are very linguistically skilled or linguistically talented or something along those lines, where they know how to, they know how to speak. Actually, you know what? That's the other thing. There are some situations where some people really know how to speak, or, some people really know words. And then there are some people that really know how to speak. Even if they don't know a lot of words, they know how to speak to people. And then there are some people that know a lot of words and they don't know how to speak to people. I am one of those people that have a repertoire underneath, a repertoire within their vocabulary. But when it comes to talking to people, I don't know Jack. Okay, I at least know one Jack. Maybe two Jacks. But the point being is, I don't know how to speak to people. Or sometimes it could be the situation of you just don't know. You can know words, but you just don't know how to use words. That's personally me. Like, I know a lot of words. I don't know how to use them, but I know them. So, that's something. Also, as you could tell, I went on an entire tangent right there that didn't make any sense. Alright, let me catch up with things. This is why I like using pictures to talk. My GIF game is god tier. You know what? That's also a good way to go about it. Like, sometimes a GIF can explain far more than words could possibly imagine. That's a really good way to go about it. As the old saying goes, a picture is worth 1,000 words. And a GIF is made out of multiple pictures. So there you go. Thousands of words within a single moment. My idea right now is that the full moon is bright. So where is the horseman known as Zorro? Wait, the horseman known as Zorro on a full moon? Which series is this? Or what book Because I'm thinking, like, there's a book behind this, and I don't know what it is. It might even just be an anime, and I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna have to call it real soon. I want to say 7 more minutes, maybe 12 more minutes from now. All right, let's see. Full of babble. Oh, yeah, full of babble. It's all meaning something, but utterly pointless. Yeah, I can relate to that. I know that feeling all too well sometimes. Like all these words, they don't mean any, or yeah, all these words and none of them mean anything. That's me sometimes. Let's add some more of that orange. Oh, right. I should also be mentioning. So the idea for the fire in this one, funny enough, kind of contradicts a lot of what I've mentioned about fire before, which was whenever you're making fire, well, not all the time, I guess. Or yeah, I guess it doesn't entirely contradict it if you look at these parts. But the reason why I say it kind of contradicts a bit is because this part in particular here. Normally I say that whenever you're making fire, the fire has to rise. And technically it is rising. It's just that certain points, depending on a bit of force, can change the direction of where that fire is going to go. For example, as you can see right here, instead of it just directly pointing up, because it's being, or you know, since there's a spray being shot in a specific direction, the fire will technically move towards the direction where the spray is going, which is towards the left side. But even though it's going towards the left side, it's still, you know, at a certain point starts to rise again and goes upwards, as you can see right here. So I guess it's not always, or I guess it's not entirely contradictory, because this is what I always said about fire, is that fire rises, heat rises, and so, yeah, since heat rises, so will fire. And if fire rises, you know, that means it's just going upwards. Doesn't matter how much action, how much movement you put in those flames, them flames still have to be pointed up in some way, shape, or form. So, if you're ever making fire, just remember, fire points up. Now you could have it go in many different directions. You could have it go flowing towards the left, flowing towards the right, but at the end of the day, doesn't matter which direction it's taking, all those directions still have to somewhat be pointed up. Fire can splash. That is also true. Fire can splash. Like you can see right here. You point fire in a specific direction, and based off of what's in front of it, it can move, you know, basically, you know, hit that object and just spread across the area. Okay, let's see. Disney's Zorro TV series theme. Out of the night when the full moon is, or yeah, out of the night when the full moon is bright, comes the horseman known as Zorro. This bold renegade carves a Z with his blade. Oh yeah, this renegade carves a Z with his blade. A Z, that stands for Zorro. Why do I feel like why do I feel like that one sounds very familiar? Like I could swear that I've heard that lyric, yeah, that lyrics before. Also, welcome on in there, Dahlia. How you be? I hope you're having a good day there, buddy. I hope things are going well there, friend. I'm gonna need to look up Zorro from Disney. I feel like I could swear I've heard that song before, but I'm not 100% certain. Oh right, I should mention this before since we're going to be calling it soon, I should probably mention. Folks, I'm not going to be back on Tuesday. Instead, I'm gonna be doing the doodle redeems on Wednesday instead, because since the last day of the month is on Wednesday and Tuesday is right around the corner, I might as well just skip Tuesday, or move the Tuesday stream to Wednesday instead. So instead of being here on Tuesday, I'll be here on Wednesday, basically drawing whatever people request within reason, of course. And they're gonna just basically be small little doodles for like 5 or 100 channel points. I forgot which one. Now there goes my earphone. So I'm gonna be working on that one there. Show is older than color TV. Okay, then no, I didn't see Zorro. I may be old, but I'm not that old. So, I did not see Zorro on TV then. Okay, that's fair. Alright, let's see. 1957 to 1959 was the original run. Okay, then yeah, it sounded familiar, but I guess I didn't know it. Used to have VHS of Zorro. Oh, okay. I'm gonna look up the Zorro one, because maybe, there's a slight chance now. But chances are, I don't think I ever saw it. Like I originally thought I did. Okay, yeah, it's definitely time to call it soon, because I'll be honest, I just realized that I've been having multiple bouts of just silent, no thoughts in my head at all whatsoever, where I realize, oh, I'm not saying anything. Heck, I'm not even thinking anything. Or at least I don't think I thought anything. Like, no, literal no thoughts, head empty. That's when it's time to call it. That is when you know that it is time to hit the hay and come back during a new day. And then I said, hey, yeah. Oh yeah, it is definitely time for me to go to sleep if that's the song that came to mind. Yep. Yeah, chances are, you know what's the funniest part? I bet you that the moment I end the stream, all of a sudden, as soon as I end the stream and I'm ready to go to sleep, that is when a burst of energy is going to pop up. And I'm going to hate that idea, because I know without fail, this happens every time. Save? That's a good idea. Let's save. Thank you for the save there, Menexus. I greatly appreciate that. It has been repeatedly syndicated, even currently on air on Grit. Ah, fair. And there's a slight chance I might have seen it. Actually, I actually have 2 DVD collections. Original black and white set with all the episodes, and a colorized just of season 1 and 2. Leaving out technically 4 episodes of season 3. Ah, fair. Second Wind helps you make it to Bedlam. Here's hoping. And like I said, I'm already assuming that I'm gonna call it a night. Gonna go lay down, get ready for bed, and then all of a sudden the brain is gonna decide, you know what? I think it's time to go turbo. And then it just goes all over the place. It just goes full ham, and I'm just thinking, while my mind decides it wants to go full energy, Energizer Bunny out of nowhere, I'm just thinking, why, brain? Why? You couldn't let me think when I had to work on something, but now that it's time to not work or think about anything, You want to think about all the possibilities of galaxies beyond us. You want to wonder if there's a way to enhance speed for space travel. And figure out how to survive the pressures of other planets. Brain, we're never going to space. Go to sleep. And when I say we're, I mean specifically me. And maybe the rest of the current public. We're not going to space. It's time to leave it. Time to go to bed. Or, okay, most of the general... Yeah, I want to say a lot of the general public. We're not going to space anytime soon. Go to sleep, brain. But nah, my brain's looking at it like, okay. We're not thinking about space. But what if we had a space-themed Dark Souls game? What do you think about that? Like, brain, go to bed. Wait, actually, that might work. I mean, we had Bloodborne. So we could probably go slightly more modernized, maybe? Imagine that. Space Souls. Or instead of Dark Souls, it's Dark Space. See, again, this is what I was talking about before. You can't let my mind wander. This is what my mind is going to be thinking when it's time to go to sleep. Somebody tell my brain to stop. Alright, let me try to catch up with some things. Alright, let me see. Did you ever see the cartoon Turbo Teen? The cartoon where a kid got fused with his car and transforms into it. That one's a tricky one, because that one sounds... Actually, no, I don't think I've seen that one. And as much as I would like to say it sounds familiar, I don't think I've seen that one. But that is quite the concept. Yo, Hi Dragon, thank you for the raid. I greatly appreciate you. Let me give you a shout out right quick. I apologize, my brain is dead. Yeah, that's the best way to go about it. Also, good to see their facts on. Hope things are well. Let's give a shout out. Hi Dragon. Hey, play a good variety of games. Were you playing the Overwatch? Were you playing the Yu-Gi-Ohs? Or were you playing Marvel Rivals? Let's find out. Or were you playing something else entirely? Let's see. Inscription. Oh, that's a good one right there. That's actually a really good game. I really like that one. I don't know why I haven't continued it. And everybody stopping by from High Dragon stream. Hi, my name is Lampy, small-time illustrator, football-sized moth. I do a lot of drawing streams, occasional gaming streams, and sometimes I'm live 2D rigging streams. And today is one of those drawing streams. We are currently working on a viewer redeem for a Cam the Corgi. And if you gotta take care of things, go take care of those things. Never feel bad about raiding and running, because that's what raids are all about. But if you decide to stick around, I greatly appreciate that. I hope you enjoy your stay. And yeah, how was the stream? I hope it went well. I hope you had fun. I know abductions are not impossible, but what your brain comes up with needs more information for something that would work beyond digital and novel applications. That is very true, but the point being is that I don't want my brain to think about this sort of stuff. I want my brain to go to sleep. That's where the main problem is. I saw the friend make a bottled squirrel card. Yeah, bottled squirrel card, that is like one of the best options. That's like one of the best items to have in the game, is a bottled squirrel card. Because when things get risky, and when things get hairy, what's gonna save your bacon is a bottled squirrel card. No ifs, ands, or buts. Bottled squirrel, the lifesaver. Alright, let me see. I was planning to play Overwatch, but I lost track of time reading VTuber drama. I see. Fair, fair, fair. I can imagine. I'm not going to get into the full details, but I think I might know which one you're talking about. As I've been seeing a lot of people talk about that one. But since it's one of the rules that I made to make sure that we avoid all sorts of nonsense, I cannot divulge much about it, but I think I know which one you're talking about. How much I can at least say. I think I know which one you're talking about. Going to bed. Have a good night. All right there, Nebula. Thank you for stopping by. I greatly appreciate it. And I hope you have a good night. Better tomorrow. And a great week. You take care now there, friend. Snappy cute. Lies and slander, I know you. And what is that thing? Wait, which emote is that? Honestly, I don't know which one I'm looking at. Oh, there it is. It's a chicken. Okay, going back to it. Nobody tell Minnie I said that, by the way. Anyway, going back to it, let's get back to the project at hand. Let's, get that fire in there. We're just going to finish off the last parts of the fire, and then I'm going to call it a night, because, yeah, brain does not want to function no more. And I feel like this is also why, you know what, actually going back to, oh my god, I forgot about all of those. You know what? We don't have to finish off all of the fire today. We could finish off the rest of the fire the next time. Get back to this, because looking at all these flames, you know what? This is a lot of fire that we're gonna need to add. And I think we'd be better off if we just left them alone for a bit. Let's just work on a little bit of them. Just on a few here and there. And then we finish off the rest later. Okay, you know what? We're just going to add this one. And then, unfortunately, I have to call it a night here. We got a lot of the... Yeah, we got a lot of the color tones in. We got a lot of the coloring tones in. Next time we'll actually start doing the rendering, especially on the fire. The fire is the one I'm looking forward to the most. I really want to finish off that fire. It's gotta look amazing. And, like I said, folks, I will be back on Wednesday to not only... Right, I should probably bring that up. So, on Wednesday, not only will I be doing a... what's the word I'm looking for? Not only will I be doing viewer redeems where you folks get to request small little doodles that I can draw for you, I will also be working on... Or not... Yeah, that's the one. Not only will I be drawing little doodles for you on Wednesday based off of your requests, within reason, of course, I will also be giving away two different things. We're going to be giving away a animated drive emote similar to this one here. Yeah, I will be giving away a drive emote, or an animated drive emote very similar to that one right there, as well as a traditional art piece using ink and oil pastels. Yeah, I'll be giving away one of those, ink and oil pastel art piece of your very, based off of, we'll be giving away one of those as well. So based off of your requests, we will draw whatever it is that you want on a canvas using ink and pastel. So with that being said, look, if any of that stuff sounds interesting to you on Wednesday, then look forward to that. If not, I will be back on Friday, probably either that or Sunday. I haven't decided yet. Anyway, I'll figure that part out. I'll let y'all know on Wednesday. In the meantime, let's find someone to raid. Who is on at this hour that we could drop everybody off? Let's see who we could drop everybody off to. Okay, there's a good number of options. There's a good number of folks that we could drop you folks off with. And I'm thinking... You know what? Wait, let me refresh this to make sure that those folks are still on. Alright, I got at least 2 options of who we could raid. Yeah, we either have someone playing Minecraft or we have someone playing Monster Hunter. Which direction would you folks like to go? Minecraft or Monster Hunter? I won't say who they are, but we got one playing the Minecrafts, we got one playing the Monster Hunters. Let's see what everybody says. Okay, let's see. I call it a night often when it's dark. More fun to call Batman a night. I don't get it. Minecraft so I can have a blast going to bed. Alright, alright. Minecraft it is so far. The mine is calling. Okay, so we got 2 for Minecraft. Do we got anybody for Monster Hunter? Any Monster Hunter out there or still Minecraft? We got 2 for Minecraft. If we get like 3 people talking about Monster Hunter, then we go to the Monster Hunter. In the meantime, we're gonna go check out the Minecrafts. As it seems like the folks in the chat yearn for the mines. More Corgi, let's go. Yeah. Welcome on in there, M. How be the... Well, I was going to say how be the SMRs, but I've been lurking on those ones. Holy cow. Yeah. What's the word I'm looking for? Those ASMR streams you've been doing, those have been putting in work. Holy cow. And congrats on all of that. Let's give you a shout out, folks. Go check out Jess William. Go check out Emmy. They do a lot of arting. They have been drawing their own emotes. They also do the ASMRs, ASMRs, that sort of stuff. Or is it called ASMR? Something like that. Anyway, go check them out. If you're a fan of drawing, if you're a fan of a very chill time, that's a good place to go. And occasional cozy games. That too, go check them out. And also, welcome on in there, Sweet Adult. I apologize. We're gonna be calling it a day right here, as I got to go sleep. How you been, Lampy? I have been good. I have been working on a lot of projects. I'm almost finished with a good number of them, and I got another one to start on soon. We got a Moth model commission to work on soon. I'm looking forward to that one. But unfortunately right now, my brain can't think too much. My brain is kind of like... So I gotta call it here as much as I would like to keep going. My head can't function. But all things have been well with you. Alright, let's see. I see I came back at the tail end of this. Yeah, unfortunately. But it has been a lot of fun. We got a lot of work done. We're gonna close this one. Nope, alright, that wasn't supposed to rhyme, but yeah. Gonna close this one. This is what we got so far. We got the fire, we got the base colors, we got all of that set up, so we're gonna be coming back to this next time. Probably Friday, maybe. Yeah, I want to say either Friday or Sunday I'll be coming back to this project where we actually start doing the rendering and stuff. And yeah. Oh, let's see. I keep missing your streams. Been trying to lurk, but the time's been weird for me lately. See, look. That's fair, that's fair. Bye, Lampy. Bye, Lampy. Yeah, don't worry about it. Barely made it to this one? That's fair, and that's completely fine. That's okay. No one has to show up if they can't. And, what am I trying to say? What are the words I'm looking for? No stream is ever obligated. Yeah, no stream is ever an obligation. Anyone who ever decides to show up, that is awesome. If you're not able to show up, there's no pressure. Nor should there ever be, because no stream should ever be an obligation. The last thing you want to do is put pressure on your audience to show up. If you do that, they're less likely to want to, you know, it'll feel more like work than, you know, actually enjoying it, enjoying the place. So you never want to put pressure on folks to show up. And I never wanted to put pressure for folks to show up. So anyone who ever decides to, I greatly appreciate that. If you can't, that's quite all right. No! I apologize, Kiko. I was going to bed. My brain can't think no more. Thank you for the raid. It's your cult now? It's got to be someone else's cult now. You got to stay now? Ah, hello, Father. Goodbye, Kiko. I guess this is, I guess this would be thematically appropriate because I gotta go now. I apologize, but everybody's stopping by from Kiko's stream. Hi, my name is Lampy, small-time illustrator, football-sized moth. I do a lot of drawing streams, occasional gaming streams, and sometimes a live to do rigging stream. And today is one of those drawing streams. Today, we were working on the Cam the Corgi art piece that they requested. But as you could hear from the way I'm sounding right now, and as you could clearly tell with that last sentence, my brain isn't functioning anymore, but it still remembers to tell people, go check out Kiko Lunar Bunny. Really hilarious streams, really funny times, really great stuff, really great streamer, all that good stuff. If you haven't checked them out, you're doing yourself a disservice. If you like high energy, if you like high energy meme lord rabbits, prove me wrong. That is a good place to go. Also, if you're a big fan of fork knife, that is also a good place to go. Yo, Pastel, welcome on in. Also, we got to give a shout out to Pastel, too. You're not getting away, Pastel. Just because you thought that the stream was ending doesn't mean I ain't gonna catch it. Sleep well, Lampy. Thank you. I greatly appreciate it. But yeah, folks, go check out the Kiko. Hello, Father. Ed? What? No? I'm sorry, but I gotta go. My brain doesn't work. But yeah, also, okay, so we were told that the chat has been yearning for the mines, so we're gonna be dropping you folks off over with Amadeus. Really awesome people, really great folks, and yeah, eepy lampy, very eepy. Dead tired. I'm gonna have to refund that one because I can't drop that one right now. We gotta head on out. But yeah, since we're here, you know what? Here's our raid message. In commemoration and to show support to Kiko, we're gonna make a very dedicated message specifically in tribute to their raid. This is our raid message. Use those emotes if you have them. Use whatever emotes you have if you don't. And we're gonna head on out now. Let's raid. Thank you for using that thank you for using that raid message there, Kiko. I greatly appreciate that. We're gonna go drop everybody off with Amadeus VT. They're currently playing the game with the blocks, that stuff, and let's head on out. What do you mean invalid username? What the? Okay, / raid. Oh, I think I know what I needed to do. Let's put that, get rid of the @ Put okay. There we go. That's what we needed to do. Now, with that being said, I apologize to everybody who stopped by from Kiko's stream. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you stopping by. Also, if you would like to support the channel, one good way you can, well, before that, everybody go follow Kiko Lunar Bunny. If you haven't, if you're not following Lunar Bunny, go check out Lunar Bunny. Really awesome stuff. And if you feel like supporting the channel, one good way you could do so is by checking out the link page. We got a lot of different options over there. We got affordable models on the Etsy page. We got free stuff on the coffee page, like the shark and the dust bunny over there. We got merch on the Teespring page. I'm still working on switching that to something else. And if you or someone you know is looking for live 2D models, both big and small, whether it be the live 2D art, the live 2D rig, emotes, assets, character sheets, character concepts, animations, all that sort of stuff, you can you can either contact me directly or find more information on the vgen page over there. And with that being said, thank you all for stopping by. I greatly appreciate it. Always remember, you're all awesome in your own way because you folks make these streams, this community what it is. It's awesome chatting with you folks and all that. And if you lurk, that's great too, because the fact that you took the time into your day to have this bug rambling on in the background means more to me than you could possibly imagine. And don't let anyone tell you otherwise. All right, the raid's about to start. Goodbye.